We are live. High stakes fantasy football roundtable. I'm your host, Joe Carlton, and I'm joined tonight by what seems to be by default my co-host, Joey Brown, and, and my two featured guests tonight, Billy Wasosky, NFFC Hall of Famer and 2021 overall champ, and Will Miles, 2023 NFFC overall champ. We are going to discuss 2026 draft strategy from all sides of the board and uncover player values and some guys we are fading. It's all coming up now on episode 43 of Aces Up. What's going on, gentlemen? How's it going this evening?
Going good.
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Glad to have you guys back on Aces Up. It's been a while. I think last time I caught you on Christmas break, and we did a really early 2026 thought show. That was pretty fun. So now we're in the middle of draft season. Middle of June, heading into July. Once we get into training camp, July, August, and all the big drafts come the end of the month through the start of the season. So we're starting to ramp up. We're starting to get into it. I know me and Joey got a couple of drafts in. You guys, I know, probably have close to 10. That would be my guess, or more. It's probably more. But I did do a gladiator, and I also did one auction. So I'm not doing nothing. But yeah, I'm waiting to get a little closer this year. I mean, I still wanted to do a couple because when I study, I'm constantly studying the ADP. So when you spot an edge and you take a look at some recent draft boards and with the KDS, you can try to get a spot in the board that, you can exploit. It makes you want to draft. So I've done a couple. But yeah, I'm looking forward to asking you guys about some of those drafts, what your takeaways from it, and, what you guys see as edges, possible edges, what you guys like. And we'll go from there. I mean, Joe, speak up, man.
Well, I'm still listening, but to me, I was telling Joe about the draft me and Billy done. Willie wasn't in this one, but I'm telling you, second round this year to me is really tough. I don't know how y'all see it. I mean, like when Billy was, I can't believe he was 8, maybe. Took JT, I believe, 6 or 8. Then all the way back, here comes James Cook. I mean, I don't know if the man was thinking about going running back, wide receiver, but then, okay, here comes James Cook. I mean, it's just second round, you can go about any way you want to this year. I mean, that's something I've noticed. Then you can, focus on the third round reversal on how you want to solidify your build. But I thought the second's pretty tough. I don't know about you all.
I think it depends where you're at. I personally, like if you're in the very back, like if you're like an 11 or something like that, you definitely have some decisions to make because there's about, I don't know, once you get to about pick 9, when you go from 9 till 17-ish, somewhere in that ballpark, 9 to 17-ish, I think that the players, you can make an argument for all of them at pick 10. Like literally, you could, it depends what you want to do. You could make an argument for that. So that back end is very, you got to get the right guys, got to get the right combinations back there for sure. But you're right, Joey. There's so many, a lot of things but I do think there's a cutoff. We were actually talking, Willie and I were talking about this today. There's a cutoff there somewhere around pick 5, in the second, like not 2-5, but team 5 picking. When you get down to there, that's where the cut is. And then it gets real interesting what you're going to do from there.
Yeah, the draft, I think, begins there. And we're going to see a lot of combos just play out, gentlemen, coming up. And, the ADP is kind of resetting. It's kind of flip-flopping a little bit from the start of May up until now. And unfortunately, like, we're just going to have to see what it unfolds. And I think it's going to stale out. A lot of normal drafters in the high-stakes world will continue the draft, which is great. But you're really going to have to mix it up if you want to have true diversification headed especially into the big playoff features. So.
Right. I think it's just about exploiting the player value, like when it's at its best, and trying to put together a combination that may not be possible to get later on, or it's a rare combination. Definitely something you want to be trying to do especially if you're considering the overall prize, which of course you are. Why else aren't you? Enter in this. Why else are you entering this contest? I mean, you see, and it's it's more this year. It's $300K. So that's a new record for this contest. It just keeps going up. I remember when we were playing for $100K, and I'm sure it was less at one point, right, Billy? Was it less? Oh, I think it was just. I think $100K was always.
I don't know about the online. I know I was telling this story to Willie the other day. So when the NFFC started in 2004, the only thing, there was no online and all that back then. They had a thing called the Classic. That was all they had. There's no prize. Right. 14-team league. I remember magazine, and I remember I was going to New York City, and my wife actually went up to Atlantic City, and I met her there on the way back. I drove up to New York City, and I got my pick. Well, I got the 13th pick, and there was no 3RR back then. So I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, this sucks. And I ended up taking – I remember I took Brian Westbrook and Fred Taylor. But I got Joe Horn at the 3-4 tournament. That was Joe Horn's huge year. And I got Antonio Gates in like the 11th. The point of the matter is, back then, the prize originally, they advertised it for $200,000. And they knew they weren't going to hit that number. And they sent an email out, and you had to sign like a form saying you're okay. And they cut it back to $100,000. So that was $100,000 to start. The Classic was.
Nice.
But the prime time, I guess, I know the prime time was $100K when Chris Vaccaro won. I'm pretty sure. I don't know about the OLC. I can't remember what it started at.
Nice. Right. So getting back to the second round, like you guys said, the threshold is kind of towards the back end of that second. That's basically where you're hoping that like a Brock Bowers slips, and he seems to be the popular choice in that range. One thing I noticed though, with AJ Brown moving way up to where he is, there have been a couple of guys that have dipped into the third round. I think Jeremiah Love being one of them. He's someone that I took the other night at the 3-2, right? I had the 10 spot, so third round. I like him there. You can have that 2-player foundation and then add him to your team. I know, Billy, you got him earlier. You paired him with Gibbs.
Yeah, that was Willie and I. We split that team. So
yeah, who'd you take if you remember who you guys took in the third round of that draft?
We took T. Higgins.
Okay.
Well, we won't get into that. We had a discussion about that one. And hey, you never know. Maybe T. Higgins will be the guy this year. We'll see. He's
when he's spike weeks, he gives you like a 30.
Joe, I'm just gonna roast myself on this one. I'll go ahead and rip this Band-Aid off. We took him over the guy that's now in the second round in Devontae Smith. So
that's close for me because I don't think Devonta Smith really, his production goes up all that much fantasy wise. I know he's going to have more targets. I don't necessarily think it's going to lead to all that much production.
Well, Joe, I appreciate you saying that. So that's all I need to say.
Well, good. Now Willie, you can call Joe and T. Higgins.
He's a solid floor play. T. Higgins is good if you put him in the right wide receiver room.
Correct.
I guess.
No, I think it's still. Still think it's a decent team. I think it's going to be okay.
Nice.
More drafts to do.
The only reason is because I just to compare like with the Jeremiah Love, I think I have Jefferson and who the hell did I take in the second round? Oh, James Cook fell to me. So Jefferson, Cook, Love. So yeah. All right. Anyways, I just wanted to mention that about that spot. We lost Joey again. Mike is in the studio, so we have an additional special guest. Let's bring him on. The Gamburglar. I'm gonna start calling him that. Mr. Michael Gamberg.
Oh, it's funny that you said that. Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up,
Good,
Mike?
Mike? Good to see you, man.
It's funny you said that. That's what they called me in high school on the tennis team. They said I used to steal points. They called me the burglar.
Nice.
You all right over there, Joe?
Well, internet's
a little
acting
bit.
up
What do you
good
guys
tonight.
discussing,
Normally it
ADP?
is here. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Yeah, Mike, a little bit.
You guys still following the Nelson Sousa Dave Kluge draft?
No,
over there?
I closed that out.
Yeah, I'm not watching it either. I'll watch it later.
Right, I'll listen to it tomorrow or something. I always I listen to all my stuff while I'm at work, so it makes the day go by so much faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Mike. So to catch you up to speed, we were talking. Joey brought up how he thinks the second round is menacing this year, and then we were discussing how there's a threshold, like basically when Brock Bowers gets picked. After that, it's kind of now it gets to more thick of the draft, I guess.
Right.
But
I was in a couple. I think I was in one draft with Willie. I know. I think I was in one with you, Billy, too. 1-on-1. Willie had a fun draft. You were right in the middle, I think, and you took the right players. I think you were challenged like the third and fourth round. You end up taking Allen in the fourth round, which I thought was the right pick.
Yeah,
you were like you didn't want to take the guy, but that was the best pick in the fourth round at that point.
Yeah, I like the first five of that draft. I like the value, especially Nico, where he's going a little bit in the second, early
that was
third.
A good pick. Third round.
I'm kicking myself a little bit. The reason why I say that, man, and I know Waddle's moved up a lot. I don't mind him as a wideout too. I could have had Josh Jacobs with Barkley and McCaffrey. It is what it is. I mean,
no, I thought Allen was the right pick there. I'm not. I mean, I know you weren't looking to take him probably, but
no. But Josh, when Josh gets there, no, I appreciate that. When Josh gets that far back, it is very enticing. I don't think he could creep to the fifth, but him that late back in the fourth, like Billy said, it's really tricky now, especially the 4-5 turn too. Sometimes, I mean, you got to really just hit those picks, or it's kind of like a dead zone.
I agree with you, Will. Fourth round, Josh Allen is the best pick on the board. Any pick, even
when you're getting in the middle of the draft, which is that you got him right. You were in the middle, right, Willie? Like 4-8 or something. Yeah. I mean, I was at 4. I got him at 4-9 last night, and like Willie mentioned, the problem with the 4, and this happens every year. These receivers are all starting to creep up. They're all pushing up. So the guys like Terry McLaurin used to fall back to the middle of the fourth or late. Doesn't anymore. All these guys are getting pulled up now. So that 4-5 turn is tricky now. It's real tricky. Yeah. I saw tonight Brian Thomas went 5-1, which
that's moved up some.
He's going to be there. That's the point. I mean, these guys all get pushed up, so it's tough. It's getting tighter and tighter. But yeah, Josh is anytime in the middle of the fourth or later, he's a slam. It's a slam dunk.
Yeah, I only took him once this year. That was like in the baby. I don't do much FFPC. It was a baby gorilla, my first draft, and that's usually that's just weird. You never know what's going to happen in these drafts, because they don't really. I mean, there's all kinds of players. I think it's a softer competition. And I dropped when I told Joey, I said I I got a Mont St. Brown like at 9. It was like 9, and then I followed him with Jefferson. And I said, look, in the third pick, it's 1/3. I said, I'm going to drop the hammer. Just go with Josh Allen. Just say, just go all upside there. That was the right time to take him when you got two guys that are probably, first round picks, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get that combo.
Nice.
I think I was in a draft. What draft were we? Were we in? I think we were in the same draft with Billy yet, Joey, right?
Yeah, we was.
Yeah. So, Mike, you did the double. You double dip that night too. I think didn't you do the 8 and 10? It was a Saturday night.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. They could.
Yeah.
Billy. I had to do. I didn't want to do. I said, Joey, I got it. I said they need one more guy. I said I'm hopping in. I had to get up early the next day. I think it was right. Was it Friday night? You said.
I think it was a Saturday.
Saturday I had to play golf the next day early, and I was like, phew.
Yeah, I had to golf.
I did okay with it, though.
Kidding. I don't golf.
I'm not sure.
It's an experience, gentlemen. If you ever get Billy Wasowski on a golf course, that's all I need to say.
Let's just say I get my money's worth. I hit a lot. I get a lot of swings in.
It's probably good, right? You guys play a lot of golf?
I'm terrible. It's the stupidest game ever, Michael. So I can't.
It's my second favorite week of the year.
Oh,
this week with the U.S. Open.
We're pretty decent at DFS golf, though. That's a
there you go. That's the way I have fun.
I'm in that too. Yeah.
Joey got a couple of nice cashes on small contests.
Nice.
I think I won 500 on it. Golf.
You guys coach soccer?
300 or 400, I can't remember.
Willie coaches soccer.
Yeah, you guys, you were soccer. You gave some soccer to.
Yeah, I know. All I just said was, "Don't Egypt sucks." I don't even know if they won, so I'm not. I have no interest. Like I'm not good at soccer. I was just throwing stuff out there. Willie coaches.
The whole country of Ecuador was in Philadelphia on what was it?
And
Saturday night?
I know you're welcome. Very kind city. Welcome them with open arms.
We got Scotland over here in Boston.
Everybody's walking around. It was.
We got the guys.
And I repeat them.
We got guys walking around in kilts over here.
Oh,
it's fucking great. Yeah, it's. I'm in the grocery stores every day, and I'm like right in the heart of I'm in Cambridge and Somerville area of most of the time, like right outside of Boston, and people are renting houses and staying in hotels, and they're just all over the place enjoying the area. So I mean, I had a great interaction on lunch. Great little pizza calzone, steak bomb joint across the street from one of the stores I do, and great time. I seen them get posted on Twitter later on in the day at Fenway Park, eating a pizza, drinking a beer. They're having a good time. They're over here. God knows what they're paying for that house in Cambridge, because it's probably like $2,500 for a 1-bedroom apartment in that particular area. So good for them. I hope they're having a great time. We got the Gillette Stadium's about a 40-minute drive. They're probably taking the train, would be my guess. Which they jacked that up to, I think it's $80 round trip. And that's not the normal price if you were just to go there for just the normal day. So, but they're having a good time. So good for them, man. It is a cool experience though, when you see an influx from the outside. So let's get back to the fantasy football. Where was I? Oh, I was talking about how some guy with AJ Brown moving up and Devonta Smith too, suddenly moving up into the second round consistently. Seen a couple of guys falling. Jeremiah Love, I mentioned, Derrick Henry as well. I noticed Nico Collins now starting to slip into the mid to late third round. I mean, at that point, I think that's starting to become a value. I know you can probably guarantee him missing 1 or 2 games. I mean, he hasn't played a complete season. That's his only knock in like the last 4 or 5 years or ever.
I think he's missed 17 games over the last 3 seasons.
Right,
he's still a beautiful man.
But I mean, he is the number one wide
Right,
receiver.
ain't got no competition, really.
Yeah, Jaden. I mean, Higgins is going to. We're anticipating him taking a step forward. We know Dalton Schultz was the safety net last year. I think that if Tank Dell is healthy and the wide receivers are more involved, I think Dalton Schultz won't be as much. He won't be as a consistent fantasy relevant source, so to speak, as a low end tight end one. But it all depends on, and then the offensive line is supposed to be, it's still young, but it's supposed to be a little bit better. So we'll have to see how that goes too. I think that's going to factor in. And you got David Montgomery there. He's been steamed up a little bit in drafts too. I'm not sure how I feel about him. I feel like he's just a pure volume play. I mean, I don't expect him to be like, a league winner or anything like that, but I guess a solid RB2. I don't know if I wouldn't start 3 wide receivers and then take him in the 4th round. I would prefer to have him as my RB2, because of the solid floor. But I mean, at the same time, I feel like you want upside if you're taking an RB2 in the first 4 rounds. So I don't know how I feel about Montgomery. I'll pass it over to you, Joe. Joe, your thoughts on David Montgomery? I wanted to get everybody's thoughts on this here because he's starting to move up a little too much for my liking. So
I kind of like him where he's going, especially if you start out 3 wides and tight end. I mean, I'm fine with taking him in the 5th. I mean, if I ain't bad mistaken, which I know he don't do as much as what Joe Mixon used to, but Joe Mixon was RB6 in that offense at one point when he first got there. But like I said, where he's going based on your build, I would be fine with him RB1 if you go wide receiver heavy. I would be.
Mike, yeah, next in line, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I think like Joey said, if you go wide receiver heavy, look, I think I told Joe I think I got my best team on Saturday was. I was right next to Sanda. We mirrored each other.
That's why you got the best. You got your best team.
Of course, you got the best seat in the house.
No. But basically, I went 6. I went Brown, London. I got there. I couldn't believe Higgins, McMillan, and then I took Montgomery, and then I couldn't believe I got Josh Jacobs in the 6th. I think that's kind of
that's great.
That's great, man.
I didn't understand. I said, Santa did pretty good. He went the same as I did. We were 6-7. We went 4 wides, but he took 1 running back. I couldn't believe Josh Jacobs fell into 6. I'm not looking to draft Montgomery, but when you got 4 wides, you just need a solid. I just need 2 solid running backs there. I was lucky to get him. Montgomery, I think, is going to give you a decent floor. Not going to be spectacular. Maybe he'll hit double-digit touchdowns possibly on that team.
Well, Mike, I mean, this is the obvious one, and Kluge and Nelson brought it up tonight. Montgomery might be in your 2. Seriously, there's no world I don't see Josh Jacobs getting a long-term suspension.
Not this year,
unless he's directly arrested for again all the.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all after. Yeah, it was like Josh Jacobs. I said I couldn't, and there was some decent.
I can't believe you didn't take him in the 5th. Is what I would.
I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking to take him. Nelson, I know, likes Montgomery, and I think he's solid. Like right there. I'm not looking to take him. Probably it depends on the team, really. Like a lot of guys. I mean, some guys you might not like, but if they go 2 rounds later, you're going to grab them, right?
Oh, of course. I mean,
that's the whole thing about it.
If you get your drops like Derrick Henry tonight at 4-2, every draft's different, and every draft's going to present an opportunity to have a unique build. Like Derrick Henry went 4-2 tonight. We know the drafter. Billy and I know the drafter very well. It was an awesome start for him. Good on him. We all
was man in that draft too.
Huh?
I'm going to bet you the guy drafts the same 3 guys. I love that guy. He makes it 11. It's an 11-team draft as far as I'm concerned.
Which guy?
Man, Robert Man.
He takes the same players.
I'm not talking about him, but sure, yes. Shout out Robert Man.
He's beautiful. I mean,
he started the first draft I did. He started four running backs. He started four running backs.
And you know what? We're okay
Hampton
with that,
Walker.
guys.
He takes Hampton Walker. If he can't get who's the third? If he can't get what was it, Henry? He takes Henry or Love. Depends if he get. But it's.
Hey, we don't judge
wide receivers too,
boys. We don't judge strategy. We just appreciate and keep moving.
What kills me, Mike,
he might win 1 to 50.
But what kills me though, Mike, is when you start three running backs, you still have options. You don't have to hammer 6 wide receivers in a row because that's what he does, and then he misses out on like elite tight end and elite quarterback value.
Too. Yeah, he takes the risk, Evans and Pearsall, and that's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes it beautiful is he does 5 or 6 wide receivers after that, and then he double taps quarterback and double taps tight end. It's not tight end quarterback. It's literally 2 and 2. So he misses out on a whole tier, on both the onesie positions and the elite ones that may have fallen into his lap while he was hammering wide receivers. I just don't understand the strategy. That's like a best ball strategy. That's no redraft strategy.
Hey, different thoughts for different guys. So.
That's right.
He's got no matter what position, except he took Bijan Robinson, right?
He had to.
When he got the 1 pick, I think Greg and Tom would have made everybody redraft if he took Hampton the number 1 overall.
Nice.
Hey, that's his money, man. That's his money.
He might hit. Like I said, if he hits, he's going to hit in the overall. He's going to go 1 to 50. He'll hit him. He'll take them all. Yeah. Take all that money.
All right. So we know Billy's best 4th round pick is Josh Allen. Billy, what's your best 3rd round value that you've come across so far?
I don't know. Every year the 3rd round is so tricky. It's such a tricky round because there's so many landmines. They look great right now, but there's always just receivers that just don't do well and everything else. I don't know. That's a great question. My best 3rd round value.
Like I'm looking at like I mentioned, Nico Collins has slipped into the 3rd round. Derrick Henry slipped into the 3rd round. 4th round apparently tonight. Tet McMillan keeps sliding further back in the 3rd round.
Well, he went last night. He went 4-8, which
wow.
It was either I was getting him or Josh Allen at that point.
Wow, 4-8. I got him. You beat me. I got him 4-6.
I'm looking at the 3rd round right now from last night. The best value in the 3rd round.
I'll give you 1.
Where did Pickens go in the 3rd?
I got him at 3-4.
I like that. I mean, people were saying I told Joe, I said he's 20. People were saying that he's going to be he's not going to go to the mini training camp.
Yeah,
it's going to be a problem. And I told Joey, he's 25 years old. He's playing for a contract. There's no way he's going to be a problem. He's going to get $30 million a year. He's going to get a $150 million contract he's playing for.
I was happy where I got him last night. I wouldn't take him at the end of the 2nd, but he's still I'm not jumping up and down because he's not for me, he's not like a true anchor at wide receiver. But I started my draft with Genty and Chase Brown, so
last year he averaged over 17 points per game.
Yeah, well, he was great, and a lot of people will say it's because Lamb was out, and that's part of it. I don't disagree with that, but I think
that helped. That helped.
But Willie and I were talking about this tonight. There's enough in that offense for both of them to eat. They both can get a lot of targets in that offense.
And Dak being slept on too a little bit, especially in this format with the 6-point passing touchdowns, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
to answer your question, I have no idea in the third round. The third round is kind of like I just take whatever's there. I will say one guy that's starting to really, really slide, who I loved last year, was Trey McBride. I'm not on him as much this year. I'll take him occasionally. The problem with me is right now, my KDS, I've been getting slammed on KDS. Like I'm getting like the 10th pick, the 12th, like 10th. I mean, like 10th out of the hat, 12th, all these bad spots. And I keep picking in the back all the time. And I'm starting running back so much. And I don't mind that because I think you can build a nice team that way. But it's really hard to go running back, tight end, especially if you're in the back, because by the time the fourth comes to you, the receivers are kind of like, ugh.
It works if it's Bowers.
Bowers, yeah, that's their story.
I mean, if you know.
Or McBride. I would even take McBride in that spot.
I want one draft. I want one draft where I have a chance at Bowers, like at 3-11 or 3-2 or not 3-11, but 3-2, 3-1.
Yeah. That's the sole reason why I entered the draft that night, and I tried to get the number 12 pick. That was my number one KDS. Mike Sander got it, and then it happened. Bowers fell to the third round, and Mike took him.
Yeah, we were at 11, I believe, that night.
Yes,
and
we were.
Yeah,
we were at 11, and we were sitting there.
Oh, you guys were right there too.
We knew Mike was taking him, but we were like, shit. We were like, that would have been great.
Yeah,
Joe, I'll give you a guy in the third that I think he's starting to get solidified, and you can move up maybe a little bit, maybe not a second rounder. There's a lot of good pub coming around about Zay Flowers right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, Billy got a really good value, in my opinion, in the later fourth earlier this year.
Yeah, I got a 4.11 as Flowers, which is crazy to think about, because that's not happening anymore.
Yeah, and I know they're going to probably be run-centric still between, maybe not Lamar as much, but with Derek. I mean, he's the feeding father time. But, I mean, Zay Flowers was a top 8 wideout last year. So,
yeah, no, I like it. I'm somebody I'm targeting this year is Lamar Jackson. I'm still wondering if I should have picked him the other night.
You're a brave soul, Joe.
Yeah, no, I just think he's become a value. He's the cheapest he's ever been. He went in the 7th round the other night. He's 7th round. I'm taking shots on him. Auction draft, I got him for 15. He's usually goes for between 20 and 26, right? He was drafted as the number 1 quarterback last year. You know, he's always put up fantasy numbers despite sometimes playing like garbage as a quarterback. He still puts up fantasy numbers. So, and he's got a new coaching scheme. And I don't know. I think he might be motivated this year. I think people are underestimating what he can do. I'm not saying I'll argue that he's a terrible NFL quarterback, and that if I was a Super Bowl contending team, I forget who I had a conversation with last year. It was at the New York draft. I think it was Pete Galicchio. And I was like, if I'm contending for a team right now, I'm taking Stafford over Lamar Jackson as my NFL quarterback 100% of the time. And he was like, you just hate Lamar, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'm like, Lamar's a fantasy quarterback. But anyways, that's my argument. Like Lamar, will he run a little bit less? Yes. But one thing that he can always do is say, fuck it. I'm going to scamper for 10 yards and get this first down. And he's fast enough to do it when he sees it. I'm optimistic about the changes in Baltimore this year. And I feel like Lamar's going to come at it with a new approach, more motivated than he was last year. So, I'm buying the value this year on Lamar.
Yeah,
and Zay Flowers for that matter. I've always been a Zay Flowers stan. So
yeah, I might have. Obviously, I'm a little bitter, and I need to get around not being as bitter on Lamar. He just, again, at the worst time, I made a bonehead decision starting him. I mean, it wasn't bonehead, but starting him over Herbert against Dallas in the playoff and one of the formats. He's still super talented. I mean, I'll disagree a little bit, Joe. I mean, you're not a multi-time MVP without being good. Like I'll say that. Like,
yeah,
I know his throwing's not the best, but at the same time, like he deserved, especially the past couple MVPs.
The problem with him, just the non-fantasy football thing, is, until he wins a championship or gets the team to the Super Bowl, he's not going to get the respect he deserves, unfortunately.
Right.
But Willie's right. He's amazing. He puts them in contention every year. I mean, they're there. They're always in the hunt. But I agree with you, Joe. I mean, that 6th round right now is starting to get real ugly real fast. And when the quarterbacks are there, to me, they're an easy click. When I say the quarterbacks, I mean the big 4. You're talking about May, Allen will never make it to the 6th, but Drake May, Burrow, and Jackson.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Talk about the Ravens too. I don't know what y'all think, but Andrews is free too. I like him where he goes.
I agree.
Him a lot.
I mean, so they're already talking about speeding up the offense, running more plays. There's literally 2 pass catchers on that team. It's Flowers and Andrews.
Like, no Keaton Mitchell anymore. So
right, but there's nobody Justice Hill, whatever. But there's just no other receivers. There's Rashad Bateman. I mean, you have guys that might get 40 targets this year. I mean, we're talking these 2 should be everything on that team. No more likely. So it screams those 2 guys. But we'll see. I mean, I like Flowers a lot this year too. So,
well, if they go out and add a Stephon Diggs, so they done that. That would be a good addition for them, actually.
I haven't heard them as much. You hear Washington and the Raiders are the 2 you keep hearing over and over again. But
right, yeah, no, I agree with you, Billy. The Zay Flowers did make I did see a statement that he made that said that he really likes the new offensive coordinator because he gets Rashad Bateman involved. So I don't know if I'm not going to start drafting Rashad Bateman, out of nowhere, but it's I just figured I'd mention that because I saw it. It's positive vibes all around for the team. So
the great Rashad Bateman can go retire.
Oh man, he is probably my worst. I've done 5 or 6 primetime drafts in my day. He's probably the worst pick I ever made out of all 5 of them.
And then you probably took him the year where you're taking him in the 3rd round,
fourth round.
4th round, okay.
And that's why, because he fell. He was going in the 3rd, and he fell to the 4th, and it was ugly to me.
I think I had a bunch of him that year as well. So.
And I was like, you know what? I think this will be my Bateman share, and that was the stupidest thing I ever did.
Sorry, we all learned.
I felt it as I made the click. I felt it. It was so weird. Yeah, and then he was injured immediately. But yeah. All right, so.
Hey, can I say something real quick? This is somewhat related to fantasy. Our fantasy brother Frank Mamola.
Oh yeah,
he's having a really important surgery tomorrow. So just keep him in your thoughts, prayers, everything else. He's got he's had a really tough thing going on here, and he's probably gonna be fine. But just thinking about him, we all love Frankie. So
if you want to just know the term genuine, that's Frankie. He'll bust your chops any given moment, but that's the genuine nature of him. That means he cares about you, and he does a lot of selfless acts that should, again, not go unnoticed. But yes, all the good prayers for old Frank.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. Again, he told me he was going to come on this year too. So I'm definitely hoping that he makes it through the surgeries with success and he gets through what he's going through right now. So
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely prayers. Keep your prayers and your thoughts for sure.
Yep.
I'm glad you brought that up, Billy. I wasn't sure about that, so I just kept my mouth shut.
He just called me this evening, so he was talking about it and everything. But I think he's got a great doctor, and everything seems to be, he's back here in the United States now.
Okay, yeah.
So so everything should be fine. But
right.
Yeah. Sorry to somber the mood there. No, he's good.
No. This is good. This is good. I like that. I'm glad you brought it up. Like I said, I've been trying to find a way to sneak it in and bring it up, but it hasn't. Like the moment hasn't really struck right. So I'm glad somebody of your authority,
Billy. My authority.
Well, you're an original member, man. 2004. I mean,
that's true.
So, that's good. So where were we? We're approaching round 5. Were we talking about Brian Thomas before we went live, or was that on the show? That was before.
Yeah, I think we talked about him recently. I think it was on the show. We said because tonight he went 5-1, so he's starting to climb up in the 5th.
All that beat reporter talk about him and T. Lawrence, Mr. Sunshine, getting that connection back.
Right, and that he is the MVP of voluntary camp. I saw that too.
I mean, that was one of my worst fails last year, was doubting Trevor Lawrence, and I was told Billy so many times, he's just a loser. He's just a loser. He is terrible, and then he goes and wins fantasy leagues, and I'm like, well, I got to eat my words.
Well, he's another Lamar. He's always been a fantasy boom when it hits, but for some reason he likes to throw the ball directly to the other team in key moments.
Well, that could be true, but I had to eat my words very badly. I was like, no.
Well, Liam Cohen is a big reason for a lot of that, in my opinion. He's really gave a jolt to that offense. It's a team. I think everybody, if you're going to talk about like some of the offenses you're excited about this year, they got to be in the conversation.
100%.
And he's still going pretty late too. Really, I mean,
he varies, Joey. It's funny. I've noticed this year more than any other for me, and maybe it's just the way I'm ranking people. There are very big, like clear cutoffs with receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, everything else. There's like a top 4, and then it's a break. And then it's like, who do you take at the next one? Like you could argue for like 6 guys. Everybody, there's 6, you ask 6 different people, they might say 6 different guys. And it's like, it makes it very interesting. And you want to be right before that cliff falls off, obviously. So you don't make that decision. So
you want to be as late as possible. You want to get the best value based on the player that
nobody likes picking at the beginning of a tier. Everybody likes to pick at the end. You want to get the last guy that's there, and so because I mean, like I said, so I'll bring this question up. If you have the top 4 quarterbacks, right, the ones I mentioned, Allen, May, Burrow, and Lamar in that whatever order, those 4 generally go every draft top 4. You very rarely see somebody. Who's next? Like, who do you like next?
I think it depends on what I have on my team.
Well, true. I mean, let's say you don't have no stacks. You're just picking.
I just did it last. For me, it would
I probably like Herbert.
On that team that I took the 4 receivers, then Montgomery Jacobs. I wasn't looking to take him at all. I took Daniels.
Okay. Yeah.
I like in terms of I'm going to take those. Yeah, I like the potential there to bounce back, the running threat, the new offensive coordinator. They added White, they added the tight end from Tennessee, the rookie wide receiver McCorn stays. I mean, that's exactly who I took, basically naked. Although I picked Rashard White the next round, but that wasn't to pair it up really. That was just to give me a third running back.
I'll give you mine. I mean, it's not even controversial. I don't think it's controversial, but I think it's Herbert.
Yeah. That was going to be mine. I'll pick another guy, though. I'll let you argue, Herbert. Go ahead, Will.
Look, I mean, you see that confidence that John Harbaugh instills. I know he beats the crap out of his back every time, like he gets on the field and just gets him pumped up and motivated.
Yeah.
But the addition of Mike McDaniel, yeah, he might not be the best head coach, but man, he can coach an offense.
Yes, he can.
And I'm very excited with the personnel and getting Joe Alt and Slater back. Like that offense obviously can boom, and that's nobody's like not denying that. I'm just saying like they have a lot of potential to do a lot of good.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good one. Yeah.
I like to say if that offensive line stays healthy and Omari and Hampton stays healthy, that entire offense can do something special this year. That's how I describe it. And Justin Herbert is the quarterback of that. So I've been hammering. I like one of my things is Chargers to win the division. Justin Herbert as the MVP. I think Herbert is plus. I want to say plus. I forget what he's at now. Plus 400 for MVP or plus 200.
Billy, what were you gonna say?
What was it? What I was gonna say is you have like. To me, so let's say by the end of the 6th round, and I know Lamar, he's fell in 7th a couple times, but let's just say by the end of the 6th, those guys are gone. Yes, Daniels will go in the 7th sometimes or early 8th. You can get the Herbert, you can get him in the 9th round still in the NFFC, and that's really a nice pick there, in my opinion. I think it's either Herbert for me. Honestly, it's probably Herbert or Lawrence. Those are the two that I really like the most for the 5th, and Daniels has to be in the mix too as well. But those 3 are the guys that I feel have the opportunity. But I mean, Herbert, like Willie said, all the stuff you guys were saying, Joe, about Herbert, I 100% agree. It's wheels up. The guy, if he has an offensive line, look out. This could be a special year. No doubt about it.
Last year in the playoffs, we faced them in the 1st round.
Well, they were decimated.
Yeah, they were decimated, but it was also in New England in a cold weather game. And the last time Justin Herbert came to Gillette in a cold weather game, it was the worst Patriots team that we ever had rostered, I think. And that team was also decimated, and he didn't score a touchdown. And it was because of the cold weather. And I remember doing the shows when Joe, you probably remember when we were going game by game, and the Chargers scared the shit out of me more out of every matchup. The next week I talked about Houston, and I was like, nope, Houston don't have the firepower to compete. But when I talked about the Patriots Chargers, I said the Patriots were going to win because of the home field advantage and the weather conditions and stuff like that, and the decimation of the offensive line. But I said that if this Chargers team was healthy, I would be scared shitless about the Patriots in this one right now, because I think the Chargers match up really well against the Patriots, and this year they got the firepower. It's, again, I'm more worried about them than Buffalo. I know Buffalo added DJ Moore, and you guys know how big I am on DJ Moore as well. And I think Allen is another one that's going to be possessed this year with winning games. He's always an MVP contender as well. But it's just that overall, like, that offense, man. I don't know. They could do special things.
Yeah, I like Caleb Williams a lot too. You know, year 2 of that offense.
He's in that mix.
He's probably right through there with Lawrence and Herbert.
Another year with Ben Johnson. Offense is condensed to exactly what they want it to be. Colston Loveland, another year in. Luther Burden poised for a breakout. If Odunze can stay healthy, then they also have a great running scheme. Like, they have DeAndre Swift has been efficient the last couple of years, and Monangai, he does all the dirty work that Swift doesn't have to. So then they play in the black and blue division, fantasy friendly. We know that's always been fantasy friendly division. So Caleb is definitely in he's good for over 400 rushing yards. People don't, he chips in a good 4 or 5 points in rushing every week as well. So
he looked very fast last year to me for some reason. Watching the games, he was very quick to get out of the pocket, and he would pick up like 10 yards. He looked fast to me. I don't know.
He's great at extending the play. He's got like a Mahomes like.
It's a little Mahomes-esque.
Yeah. He's a elusive motherfucker. That's how I describe those guys.
Yeah.
He does some bonehead stuff too, though, where you're just like, what are you doing? But that's part of the gig. See, and that's where I don't think Herbert does that. Like, to me, you don't see Herbert make really bad throws a lot. You do see Trevor Lawrence do it. You do see Caleb Williams do it.
Drake May does it too every now and then.
Oh, yeah. Drake May, though, he's so accurate. He's so accurate. Oh,
he spreads the ball around beautifully.
Yeah. He does do it every now and then. He'll get over it, though. I don't think it's something that's going to stick.
I'll tell you something else. I was telling Mike it's interesting to me with Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence. Like, if you draft them two, there are going to be so many different combinations in these drafts, like the Loveland and the Caleb hookup, the Burden and the Caleb and the Odunze. Then you're going to have Brian Thomas. I mean, you may have the wrong hookup with them two, if you go after it. It's
like Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is, I won't say free, but he's like free. 10th round now. And it's like, this is guy. I mean, I'm not saying he's definitely the third of those guys, but he might not be that far behind them as much as he's getting discounted, I guess.
Right. And I like Brenton Strange in that offense too. I mean, he was top came back from injury.
Who?
Strange.
Let me ask you guys this.
Do you anybody disrespect Brenton?
Do you guys don't have the feeling that Jacoby Myers might be a potential trade candidate at some point?
Could be.
This is why I've been avoiding them, to be honest with you, because I think I mean, he got traded last year. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would like him getting traded.
Didn't he sign a contract though with them? They're going with the dollars though. They signed him. They paid him. So I don't know. I'm surprised that
everyone's talking about Brian Thomas being traded. What if it's Jacoby Myers? Like, what if Brian Thomas starts playing real good again, and Parker Washington's still doing what he's doing, and maybe somebody on their defense went down, and they're only 1 or 2 injuries away from not being a solid defense. They like a bend but don't break defense. So what if they need to make a move? I don't know. It's just food. I'm just throwing out thought.
One thing about Myers though, he's on the field with 2 wide receiver sets
because they still have Travis. Because then they still have Travis Hunter too. That could, I don't think he's gonna not play offense. 100% defense. Yeah, he's going to play mostly defense, but I don't think he's going to be completely phased out of the offense. So
go ahead.
I think Liam Cohen again is just I'm being serious. Like, he's introducing himself as we talk about offensive gurus. And seriously, with the Ben Johnsons, Shanahan. I mean, my goodness, why not bring him into the mix, especially if they have another competitive showing in the South and like they get a playoff win. And whatever he wants to do with the personnel he's got, I mean, that's why, again, I agree with Billy about Trevor. Why not center around that offense? And, yeah, we might be disappointed. Like, Parker Washington's getting a lot of buzz right now. But you're right. Travis Hunter could come in those packages. He's an electric athlete. I don't agree with playing him on that side of the ball because he was a great cornerback in college.
Right. Everybody says that. Everybody who studies rookies.
And that's why I think they went out and got Jacoby Myers midseason, because I think they said to themselves, wait a minute, let's get a third receiver here. Let's take this off of Travis's plate. Now Travis can focus mainly on defense. And, Joe, I don't disagree with you. There's going to be games where they're behind, and they're going to get him on the field for a few plays, and they're going to try to feature him. But I think he's going to be predominantly a defensive player this year. And, he could change. You were just talking about the defense being a couple steps away from, like anyone, almost every defense has that. If you take away a couple big players, it hurts. But he could really elevate that defense. If you could shut one side of the field down, that's a big thing in the NFL.
Yes,
right.
You can.
Yeah.
You
let's go
said,
back
you
to what
said
Willie's
Myers
talking
is
about.
going in the 10th. What draft were you? I see him going 7th and 8th. And you
I thought I
10th.
saw him in the
Get me
10th
in the,
round.
call me, just send me a DM and get me in those
Yeah.
drafts where he's going in the 10th.
Yeah.
Maybe
10th?
I'm wrong on
He
that.
went in the 10th
Yeah.
round, and the draft board I have right in front of me. From
And
the
I
other
thought I
night.
saw him in the 10th.
Yeah.
See, Joey, I told you I should have gotten to tonight's draft.
And
I had
that
to do this
was
show, guys. Jeez.
Cerebro.
Oh,
he
man.
did Trevor Lawrence in round 9, Jacoby Myers in round 10.
Yeah, it was. That's
That's
right. It was
nice.
Gecko. He got him. Yep.
10th. Jeez.
He got a decent team. He also has Paco. He's got
Snooze, you
Paco,
lose tonight,
he's
right?
got Paco Washington.
Is there a
Autographs.
night out tonight?
Yeah, tonight was the night. Tonight was the night to be in
No,
the drafting right
10th
spot.
round.
You
I
could
haven't seen the board. Is it a good board to get into,
Damn.
Billy?
Tonight's draft?
Would you want to have been in tonight?
Oh, have you seen it?
Absolutely.
I haven't seen it yet.
Go
I
look
don't
at
want-
it and tell me. Just there's so many.
Well,
Mike,
let me
there's-
after I'm off here.
Who's
'cause I
in
don't
it?
want to throw
Who's
up.
in it, Billy?
Oh,
Is there any? Are there people in there?
Oh, yeah,
There's a lot
there's-
of big names.
There was a lot of big names in it. I don't want. Actually, we could say them because you don't. Actually, what aren't their names? I don't think they took the names off the
They
podcast.
didn't. Kluge didn't do that.
Yeah, so you can see them yourselves. But there's a lot of big names in there. Trust me. But there were like just
Soprano's
gaps.
probably good. Soprano, he's probably in there, right?
He was.
He
Uh,
drafted his 37th OLC tonight.
I love the guy.
He's
But
great.
you have when you have
Calls me
Derrick
the
Henry
sniper.
going Derrick Henry going 4-2, and
My first Henry share I could have taken.
Brock Bowers went 3-2, and I glanced at it. I can't tongue-tied here. Jalen Hurts went in the 11th round. The 11th.
I'm not a big hurt. I mean, I'm
I'm
an Eagles
not
fan, but
maybe either, but
the 11th round,
it's
that's
the
like
11th round.
that's
Shit,
a free pick.
come on.
Heck yeah. It also going to piggyback on what, Willie was talking about earlier about these OCs. I'm not saying they're awesome, but Dable's a good OC. That Tennessee
Yes.
pieces are pretty, not expensive.
That's a good value, Joe. Yep.
Yeah, I like that. That'd be interesting to see what they do.
There's so many guys in the history of the NFL they're really good coordinators, whether it's offense or defense, but they're just not head coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of like Buddy Ryan. Like Buddy Ryan, give him the defensive side of the ball, and he's lights out. Give him the head coaching position, he's getting punched by Kevin Gilbride.
Don't I know it? He could care less. He could care less about the offense.
Yeah. So, but I mean,
he didn't care. He could care less.
there's some really good offensive.
That's why he had
coordinators.
Coach as his offensive coordinator. Oh God.
Josh McDaniels. Remember, he
That's
tried to be a
right.
head coach. That was a disaster.
Twice.
Maybe he started out 4-0, and then they lost out after that. I think.
Yeah, But,
I've
so-
only seen one coach that have a Hall of Fame quarterback that can go somewhere else and be good. That Sean Payton. You look at Belichick didn't do nothing about Brady. Adam Gase was garbage when he had Peyton Manning, landed him a job. He was garbage.
You don't think Bill Belichick built up the Baltimore Ravens?
He was a good defensive coach. I'm not saying he's awful.
He built that team up, and then they moved, and the owner was like, "See you later, Belichick."
I'm not saying he's awful. I'm just saying
Like
some of these Hall of Fame quarterbacks has made these coaches look good.
And then a couple of years later, they won a Super Bowl, right? In 2001 or 2000. I forget what year it was. The Ravens, Baltimore.
These
Ravens.
guys are going so late. Who's going in the second? Who went in the second round tonight? Like then, if these guys are in third round, that's what I want to know.
Well, Barkley went 2-12.
That's nuts.
Who's going ahead of these guys then?
Pickens went ahead of him. Igbuka.
Okay.
So somebody's got a Bijan Barkley pairing.
Yep, they do. That's
Wow.
what I'm saying.
But who's going in the second? Puka's the first round. Who's going in the second round? If Barkley's going late, who's going?
And Bowers went in the third, Mike. So
who's that? What's that second round?
I'd have to.
Or,
I don't still have it up. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. I know Pickens went in the second.
that's okay.
Nico went in the second, I believe.
Somebody must have gone in the second if Barkley's going way back there, and Bowers is going in the McBride going to second still.
No.
The running back.
No tight ends went to second, so who's going?
Love and Henry probably were in there too, right?
No,
Henry
Henry's
went
4-2.
4-2.
So what was this? Anybody got the second round? You can read it.
So my guy
I'll find it.
4-2. So my guy could have did Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, and Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he didn't.
Nope.
Oh, I would have done that. Derrick Henry as your flex with that running back build. I would have done that.
I haven't drafted.
Who was available for wide receiver?
That's what I'm saying. Who went before these guys?
I think I would have done
guys
that.
that must have moved up.
All right. Olave went in the second.
Okay, that's okay.
I mean, this was the key. This was the big one. At 2-4, Rashee Rice went.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's high.
Rice.
Right after AJ Brown. So
Anybody else that's
okay, so basically here's your second round. Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, AJ Brown, Rashee Rice, Achane, Ibuka, Hampton, Devonta Smith, Pickens, Kenneth Walker, Olave, Barkley. Nico was 3-1.
Somebody went if Taylor went in the second. Who went in the first? Then it should have been in the first.
London went at pick 10.
London did, and that was the only difference.
Pretty much because McCaffrey went 11, Cook went 12.
McCaffrey went 11.
He did.
Mike, we're getting close. Mike, we're getting closer to July. In August, things are gonna change.
Man, that's why, Joey. What I tell you, this gets kooky. I can't wait for the night. It gets real kooky.
We've been drafted against each other. You know,
let's all get a night out started tonight. We'll jump in. We'll have
Wow, yeah.
Call up a couple of these guys. Get them in. I'll pay you $100 for a couple of these guys.
So
I get a real discount tonight.
Willie and I were talking about this tonight.
Some of these guys tonight, I can't believe both tight ends went in the third. I've never seen that.
After London and AJ Brown go in the second round, okay,
that's fine.
And it's normally early second round. Who are you taking next at receiver?
Olave for me.
Is Jefferson in the first going?
Yeah. I'm talking about so Lamb's gone, Jefferson's gone. Obviously, the big three are gone at the beginning, or four beginning, and then
AJ's gone.
AJ's gone and London are gone. Who's next?
You guys were talking. When I was backstage.
That's a tough one.
You guys were talking.
I'm probably mixing up Olave and Pickens. Yeah, Olave and Pickens. So.
Pickens and Olave. I like. You guys, who likes Derek's Devonta Smith? You guys like him?
I think Devonta Smith might be the pick.
I like the player, but I'm being sort of. I don't. You got to. I don't know if Hurts can get.
I've learned from my mistakes.
Hurts operate that offense to get him the ball. It's not the player in Devonta. I won't pull the trigger on him at second. I can't. Then I might be wrong. They might be lights out in this new Mannion offense, but I don't think Hurts can. A lot of it depends upon the quarterback throwing over the middle. Anticipate. He doesn't do it.
Right.
He's scared. And he can't run anymore, Hurts, and that makes him I don't know. It could be. I think he's a great player. Really, I think he can. If the offense can work, I think he's a definite second round pick. But I'm a little skittish about pulling him in the second. Maybe in the third, I would. I don't think he falls there though, mid third.
I don't think he'll be in a third.
I don't think I'll get him. I'll get much of him. Unless I see some magic happen in training camp, I just can't. I can't see it. But
if you look at their offense,
I'm wrong for the Eagles. I'm hoping I'm wrong for the team's sake.
I hope you're not wrong. I really do. I hope you're not wrong.
If I'm not,
I still them guys.
You said you like Smith.
Offense when
it was a thing before Willie and I drafted a team. Willie and I drafted a team early on, Mike, and we went with T. Higgins.
Oh, I would have gone Willie's way then.
Okay, yeah,
I would have gone. I like T. Higgins. I mean,
okay,
I'm rolling the dice on T. Higgins in the third, not the second though.
No. That's what I'm saying. The second round, once you get past AJ, it kind of dries up pretty quick, and it's like let's just say this: every single guy that goes after them has been in the third round at some point. And so you either take the running backs, Bowers, I mean, there's only so many, and then it gets to like that last pick in the first couple picks in the second round, like for teams 1 and 2, where they're getting the last picks of the second round. I said the first, sorry, the last. Those are tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Those are tricky picks.
That's why you've seen a lot of running back heavy stats on the back end and wide receiver stats from the front end, especially the Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua stats.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's tricky. Those picks are tricky. I mean, you got to pull people up. You got to pick what you like there and move it up.
Go
I
with
mean,
your
I would
gut.
take me personally. I would take Pickens right now over Smith. I wouldn't. And if I wait second, I wouldn't. I've only taken Pickens in the third. I'm not looking to take him there. But if I had to take a receiver between the two, I would take Pickens over. I would take Pickens over.
Well,
Smith.
after his confident interview that he's ready to play and he's not going to.
I thought that was going to happen before. I mean, I don't know why people thought he was going to be a problem. The kid's 25 years old.
He was never a problem in Pittsburgh. He was
but that was a terrible off. He was right to be a problem. They were just a terrible offensive
as a Steeler fan, you're right. You're right, Michael.
I was a Steeler fan in the old days.
You guys ready?
My favorite player.
You guys ready for this bold one? A player I'm taking over Devonta Smith, a wide receiver that I'm taking over Devonta Smith.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
Lad McConkey.
Oh, okay.
I know Joey likes that.
That's music to Joey's ears.
I believe I still got the earliest on him. I believe, and obviously I did have.
Well, not tonight. I just saw a draft the other night. He went. You got him at. Oh, you were at 3-1, right?
Yeah,
I think you are the earliest, Joey. I saw him at 3-2 though. I did see him at 3-2.
He went 26th the other night. I think somebody did.
Nico's been slipping. Dan, shout out Dan Jewett in the chat, sharing a thought about Frank as well. He says he likes Nico at the end of the second. Nico went in the middle of the third in my draft the other night. I feel like he's been sliding. Some of the draft boards I seen, he's been sliding.
Yeah, but I truly think, and I told Billy this, Joe, I think Nico's right there with AJ and Drake. I mean, he's the next guy for me, and I know we can argue Devontae's also in that round.
Yeah,
but
it's just what you know what you're getting with Nico. He's
very solid player.
Is
the quarterback solid?
Is the quarterback solid? And how much does Jaden Higgins jump up this year is the question. Because if he improves, does he cut into Nico a little bit enough where it's a tough call, man. It's really tough that second round. Is Ibuka even in the conversation? Because he's going. That's who went tonight. Oh, sorry, Rice went tonight. But
yeah, I hate him in the second round. I can't believe he steamed up that high.
I got to take a look at him because Nelson.
I like him. I like him too, Mike. But he is going high. Like
I won't take him in the second, but that's where he's going right.
Man, he faded out for me last year. He was good first half of the year.
Oh, he was phenomenal. We were getting him in the 8th and 9th round last year.
Yeah, that was.
And he was a top 5 receiver in the first 5 weeks.
I thought it was gold in July, right? 8th, 9th round, right?
It was gold for the first 6-7 weeks of the season. He was like on fire, and we're like, oh my God, this is like your flex, and he's just destroying things. And then when he got hurt, he had that hamstring injury, and then when what's his name? Baker got hurt, he was done. He was done. So yeah, the receivers are tough. That's a tough call this year. There's only so many of them, and I mean, shoot, even look at Lamb and Jefferson. Like they have question marks, in my opinion. Like Lamb, are we going to get the old CD back or not? And Justin Jefferson, Lord help us if what's his name, JJ McCarthy has to start any games.
Oh God,
I think where Jefferson and Lamb are going. They're great. I think they're great picks there. I mean, you're not taking them 4. You're not taking them 3 or 2 or
right.
5.
So that's true. That's true.
I took Jefferson in the second round.
Yeah,
I took him at 10.
I got a Jefferson second round.
Yeah, I mean that's I wouldn't load the boat, but spread it out. But I think that both could pay off big time where you're taking them because you're getting a Chase Brown, a James Cook with them, or Genty, what have you. if you want, or 2 wide. Or are you going? I guess a one. You guys like London where he's going?
Yeah.
I like him.
I like him.
I think he's fair at the beginning of the second round.
Right. So, and how about
Kansas
AJ
is
Brown?
a key,
He
too. I hope
moved up. He's moved up
Right.
dramatically, even though the news was kind of we knew it months ago.
Yeah, AJ was
You think he moves to the first at all ever in the August?
So here's my thoughts on drafting AJ Brown now in the OC. I'm probably not going to do it unless somehow if I'm picking from the 8 or 9 spot and he falls back to me at that point, and like guys like Chase Brown and James Cook, who fell to me the other night there, or Amari and Hampton are already gone for like if it have to fall just right for me to take him, knowing that there are 3rd and 4th round AJ Brown teams out there.
Well, you get into the draft with man like I did last night. He was at 12 and he bangs his Hampton Walker picks. and then you get Chase Brown.
You thought it was Christmas in June. Forget Christmas in July.
I know that, but my point is, come August when we do the primetime drafts and stuff, he's on the menu for me at the 1-2 turn. But the online, I don't know if I'm taking him at the 1-2 turn.
I think he blows up this year, AJ Brown.
He does.
People don't understand. People thought he was this and that. It was hurt. I mean, the guy was open so many times, and people say, "Oh, he doesn't run the route because he doesn't get the ball thrown to him." Same with Smith. I mean, it made me throw up watching it. Being in the stadium, you could see it clear as day.
I think you could.
I think he's just gonna. Yeah. They're moving him to. He played. They said 10% of the snaps in the slot. They're going to move him already. They're going to move him. At least probably double or triple that in this slot. He's going to blow up this year. Right? If he's in good, he hasn't lost a step, and he's got something to prove.
Yeah,
I think you're right, Joe. I think he's going to get there. I wanted to get him the other night, but I took one.
That's why I said
Santa took him.
I'll probably get aggressive on him in the drafts in the prime time, but in the OC, I don't know if I'm taking him. If I'm being aggressive about it,
I do think they're going to be a little bit more pass heavy, especially with a tougher schedule. So we'll see.
Yeah, they're gonna. That's gonna be a fun offense to watch this year.
Yeah, they're a high-powered offense for sure. All right, so where are we? What did I want to bring up? So, I want to bring up 2 running backs that have steamed up a little bit. You can still get them in the 7th round, I should say. 7th round is about where they're going now. Rachaad White and Kenneth Gainwell. Rachaad White from Washington and Kenneth Gainwell with Tampa Bay. And then another 7th round observation with running backs I've noticed lately is Jonathan Brooks flipping Chuba Hubbard. So earlier we were seeing mostly Hubbard, then Jonathan Brooks. We're starting to see Jonathan Brooks and Hubbard kind of be in the same range now. So I'll kick it over I'll start with Willie on this one. We'll go clockwise this time on the screen.
Well, I'll go. Sorry, go ahead, Jim.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You're in there.
Yeah. Well, I'll start counterclockwise because I do think Kenny and Rachaad are almost the same type of player in terms of course, their production. They both, again, catch the ball very well in their schemes. But as Billy knows, I've been beating the drum for Jonathan Brooks, especially when he was in the high-stakes leagues in the 9th and 10th round. And, of course, you see 1 or 2 Twitter highlights of his explosiveness, his ability to catch. I don't care if he's got 2 significant injuries. Yeah, the stats don't always back up great. He's a playmaker, man. There's a reason why he, again, succeeded Bijan Robinson at Texas, a very good, again, university developing running backs. The talent's there. That being said, it's kind of like a stock. You don't want to buy the stock when it's at an all-time high. And right now he's being pushed and elevated to the 6th round in these high-stakes leagues. I know he went the 7th tonight. Bottom line is that we still have to see the product. And again, I'm still drafting them a bunch in best ball right now, even though that, again, ADP is rising. Canales knows how to utilize the running back, especially the pass-catching ones. I think he has all the potential in the world. It's just a durability factor. So that's the note on the Carolina situation. And again, I know all you guys probably recognize Hubbard's productivity is pretty poor in terms of his NFL career. Sure, in 2024, he popped off, especially when Brooks went down. But at the same time, he's just not an efficient runner. That's why Dowdle came in and he tore up his opportunity. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Billy?
I mean, I think Gainwell and White are fine. I like they're both, we all like pass catching backs. I think both of them are great number 3s on your team. It's guys you can plug in the flex if you need to. Maybe you have a receiver, but you can kind of alternate. Maybe one of them pops. I think they both have a decent pathway to be good this year just because Bucky Irving, that shoulder, who knows what's going on with that. And then you have, Washington, who the hell knows what's going on with there, who's running the ball. And, JCM does not catch passes. He might be the goal line guy. But Rachaad White's a good pass blocker too. So probably going to get him on the field. To go with Brooks, pretty much Willie said everything I would have said. I like him a lot as well. The talent is there. I think everybody's starting to like him a lot. Hence why he's going in the 6th round. That's risk. It's a risk, but Chris Olave was a 6th rounder last year, and I passed on him because of his health. Because he had concussions, and look what happened there. I mean,
that's a valid point.
A 6th round pick is not going to kill you, but like Willie also said, it's a stock, and when and I don't know if you guys do this or not. I know I do. When you get somebody a month ago in the 9th round, and now they're going in the 6th, it's almost like you feel like, oh God, well I can't take him now. It doesn't make any sense. But if they're still a good player, you should take them anyway. But I always have that in the back of my brain, and I need to do a better job.
6th round is, I think it's deep enough that that gap, that 3-round gap, isn't as big as it sounds. As if it was, as if it was a 4th round guy going to the 2nd round.
Right.
So that's
I've seen a lot of people with Brooks as their number 2, and then they really wait like 3 more rounds to get their 3. That's dangerous in my opinion, because again, let's be fair, the guy's had some health issues. As a 3 though, just like with Gainwell and Rachaad White, you can do a lot worse, and he's a free pick, not a free pick, but he's somebody that could definitely vault you to a championship.
Him as a 4 is really nice.
Yeah,
right.
As a 4 is even better.
Joey, what do you Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks thoughts?
I mean, the talent's there. I've been Hubbard guy for a long time, and I mean, it's no doubt. I mean, he's going to get, if he's healthy, he may get the goal line carries, Brooks. But I've only seen 9 carries in the NFL. I got to see more before like Mike got Hubbard in the 9th round the other night. I'm gonna take it all day long, personally. But I like Gainwell also a lot. I like White, but I'll go one more back. I don't know how these guys feel about it, but I think it's kind of a play-to-win move based on their defense now. I like Blake Corum a lot more right through there than I do any of them.
All right, Joe, go ahead. Tell us why.
I mean, I just think with Myles Garrett, Trent McDuffie, they could be playing for a lot of leads. He cut into Kyron a little bit last year, and both of them. I mean, he's got. I think he's got standalone value anyway. But it's kind of a play-to-win move in them rounds. Like, okay, do I really like these guys? But I like, Billy's team. He was a Pittsburgh guy. I mean, that's 73 receptions that. Did Jalen Warren catch that many like he did last year? I mean, Gainwell caught 73. There's more receptions there for him too as well in this range of running backs. I mean, it's almost pick who you really like of the bunch. I mean, White, he's a good pass catching back. they're all interchangeable, really. But like, sort of like what Billy and Willie saying. I mean, Brooks is a play to win type player too that you got to take a risk on. I mean, in these overall formats, you have to take a risk on some of these players. I mean, at the worst, if they get hurt, you can drop them. I mean,
that's the 7th, 8th round is like the 0 RB wheelhouse. Like all those running backs in that range, like you mentioned, Jalen Warren, Ramondre Stevenson's going there now. Yeah. I do think Trevion is the back to own, but Ramondre is going to have his game scripts as well. So, and then both of them contingent upside if one were to miss. Either way. So all of those running backs in that range, if the other running back goes down, they instantly become RB1s or RB2, like low end RB1s or high end RB2s. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry to cut you.
There's most teams ain't really got besides Jonathan Taylor. I mean, you ain't really got bell cow backs in the NFL. Everybody really holds some kind of value somewhere along the line in the RBs. I mean, you ain't got a lot of bell cows, not really. I mean, James Cook maybe a little bit.
James Cook, Josh Jacobs, Bijan, supposedly Gibbs now. I think I believe it too because I've never really been a fan of Pacheco, and I don't think he's nearly as good as Montgomery, especially near the goal line. I think Pacheco can't hold up in that. If he gets the full Montgomery role, I don't think he holds up. That offensive line also is inconsistent at times.
So, real quick, going back to Montgomery, is anybody worried that he went from such a great offensive line in Detroit and he's now going to let's just face it, a bottom 10 offensive line run line in Houston? I mean, because that's what's happening. I mean, he's going to get the volume, don't get me wrong, but
yeah, I mentioned it earlier, Billy. I feel like he's a pure volume, you're depending on volume.
Yeah.
I mean, and I guess that's okay with me if it's my RB2 and I took him in like round 8 or round 9, but he's going in round 4. So I don't know.
Yeah, 4 and 5. It's just, for me,
it's risky.
There's other guys that I like around there better at running back than him. It's not that he's a bad pick, but there's some other guys that I would rather have as a running back, especially as a 1.
And people are expecting like a somewhat equivalent to a Joe Mixon output, and I just don't see that because Joe Mixon was an elite pass catching running back.
Correct.
Now, I'm not saying that Montgomery can't catch passes, but they have a pass catching back specialist in Woody Mox, and he's really good at it. He was fantasy, like you could flex him or RB to him last year certain weeks. He's game script relevant. If they're winning and their defense is dominating, you're going to see more David Montgomery is overall as well. We know Woody Mox can't handle a full 3-down job at running back, but he's really good at catching passes, and I think that's going to factor into Montgomery's ceiling, I suppose. And that's why
when I took him there, I only took him because I got 2 wide receivers, and McMillan at 4, he's a 3rd, and 1, and I never should have gotten the 2nd. I got 4 wide receivers. If I didn't, I would have taken Trevi and Henderson, but I took Montgomery. I just wanted that floor, really. I'm not looking to take, probably might be my only share of it. And like you said, Billy, I probably got my in the 6th. I got Jacobs as my first running back. Got lucky there. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't take him there 5th. I couldn't believe it, but I'm not looking to take Montgomery less in certain situations. When I get a team like that, I didn't want to say, look, Stevenson, still could be very much around. We don't know that. I just didn't want to. I wanted to make sure I got the running backs there and the tight end, which I got too. Pitts. in that type of team.
I don't think he's a bad. I've always been a Monty fan. I've been a Monty fan.
Yeah, I agree with you. What you're saying,
he's not a sexy pick.
He's not going to give you, he's not going to have those, 150, 160 yard games. He's going to probably 60, 70 yards, and you hope he falls in the end zone and catches maybe a couple passes, and that's what I wanted there. I wasn't looking in that type of team, but
right. Understood. No, I'm not.
I like a guy we haven't talked about. I don't know. Is he always in the fourth? Or I don't think he's in the fifth. It's Javonte Williams. That's the guy I wanted.
Javonte Williams.
That's the guy I wanted in that fifth round, but
he's starting to slip a little. I see him in the fifth more often.
That's nice. That's what I was looking for. I couldn't get him.
His value last year was incredible.
Yes.
And I don't care who they bring in, or Jaden Blue pops off, or there's another. Zamir White they're bringing in. That's not going to bring any competition.
He's got no competition.
Seriously, I don't know why Javonte slips. He's very, again, I think sound. I mean, being a Dallas fan, most realistic Dallas fan, mind you. I think there's a lot of good Javonte still to be the lead guy.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of him. Like, people don't realize how many targets he gets every year, even though he had some down years with Denver, and he wasn't fully 100% healthy, but he was getting that pass catching volume to keep him relevant. You just knew that when he's healthy, man, he got a burst to him. He can easily average over 4.5 yards per carry.
Well, have you all seen the video of him in college when he just steamrolls that guy?
Yeah. He is a great, when he's healthy, he's explosive.
Well, the big thing last year is he averaged 3.9 yards a catch, not a run, a catch, which is terrible. So
it just tells you the volume. That means he got a lot of those.
He did get a lot of catches, but that can change. All you got to do is break one. But he's still, he's a nice value. I get it. I'm going to bring up another guy, and this is a guy I'm not really on at all. But I did take him recently in a draft because he fell to 4.11. Is ETN?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I got him at 4.11, and I couldn't. Look.
Wow, that's great.
But he's not a guy I'm going to own much this year. As long as Kamara's there, he's going to be a little rough for me. But
is Kamara there?
Sorry.
Yeah. Do we know he's there?
We don't. I'm saying as long as he's still there.
You think he's going to be there?
I do, because I think he's a mainstay in New Orleans. I think he's like an icon. He's kind of like a Drew Brees of running backs there.
They're very loyal to their guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're bringing Cam Jordan back, for God's sake. So, what is he, 60?
The city, it's a very tight-knit city. It's like a small town where everybody knows everything about each other.
Yeah. But, I mean, ETN, last year, he was great. I know I had a bunch of them last year. We had a bunch of them last year.
Fantastic last year.
And when you're getting him in the 8th round last year, it was and I mean, nobody expected what he did, but he was phenomenal. He was the ideal running back too to find in the 8th round. He was perfect.
That was the gift. That was the Josh. I compared it to Josh Jacobs when people were, Zamir White's gonna eat into Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is getting the Hall of Fame game carries. And then that next thing you know, he's an 8th round pick. Yeah.
I had 0 shares of him that year, Joe. 0 out of all the teams I did, none. And watching him go off every week, I was sick. I was just absolutely sick. And I'm just like, how stupid was that? But sometimes the writing's on the wall and we make the right choice, and sometimes we don't. That's all there's to it. So
shout out James, one of our faithful listeners, very sharp sports bettor as well. Alvin Kamara was one of the featured players in the team photo recently. Don't think he's going anywhere.
Like I said, they're loyal to their guys. I don't think they'll bring him back on some contract, nice contract, and he'll be there. And if he's there, he's cutting into passing work. That's all that we know that. And they don't, let's be fair, Kellen Moore doesn't really, as far as last year anyway, he didn't throw to the backs very often. He was taking it downfield, and Olave was getting his, and now you got Tyson down there and Juwan Johnson. It should be a fun offense. Should be a fun offense to watch.
And their defense is improved. I mean, and
they're good. They're average. I mean, they're not bad.
Yeah.
And shit, the NFC South it's wide open. I mean, every
they
year.
win the NFC South.
It's a fantasy friendly division.
I mean, 9-8 gets you 9-8 wins it for you. You don't need 10 games. You don't need double digits. Just get the 9-8. You're going to win. Or 8-9. Yeah, it could be a losing. What was Carolina? Were they 8-9 last year? Or were they 9-8?
I think they were 8. No, they had a tie. Didn't they have a tie?
Did they? I don't know.
Were they 8-1?
8-1? Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. I thought I know that one of the teams was it Green Bay and Carolina that tied. I don't remember who tied.
Hold on.
Maybe it was Green Bay that had the tie. I don't.
Okay, the Panthers
8-9.
The Panthers, Bucks, and Falcons were all 8-9.
Nice. There you go.
Ridiculous.
So it was the Packers that had the tie.
That's crazy.
There should be a rule, and I still stand by this, guys. If a division team is below 500, your playoff spot should be taken, or you should not host a home game. Correct. You should not host a home game.
That's true.
You flip with the 5 seed. That should be a stipulation.
That's true.
You look at that division. I mean, Tyler Shutt's got a chance to be the best quarterback in that division. I mean, him and Baker. I mean, really,
not wrong there. No, they're not wrong.
You know what? I was going to jump into mid to late round wide receivers, but you just brought up Baker Mayfield, so I'll jump into real late quarterbacks. So, like, if I'm in a draft and just round after round, I keep getting continuous wide receiver and RB value, and that quarterback just ain't sticking out to me. And Billy, you were talking about round 7, round 8, or even round 6, round 7, round 8, when that quarterback starts to stick out at you. But maybe you get lucky in a draft and some guys fall to you and you keep hammering the wide receivers and the running backs. Maybe you took a premium tight end in round 2 and you want to jump on this on those wide receivers that are falling to you and running backs for depth at those 2 positions, and you decide you're going to punt quarterback completely, meaning, round 10 and on. We do know it's a very deep position this year, and because people are waiting on quarterback more now than the past couple of years, I feel like it's presenting a lot of late value on guys that never really used to see round 10 in fantasy football drafts. And just a couple that stick out to me, Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes, both going after round 10. We know Mahomes has been a bit of a fantasy football disappointment the past couple of years. He's also coming off of a season-ending injury. But we can't deny his talent and what he can do when he is on the field. And Dak Prescott, especially in this format, with passing touchdowns being 6 points, and their defense supposedly improved, but their defense was pretty bad last year, and they were in a lot of shootouts. They were almost like a mini Cincinnati Bengals for fantasy football purposes, I suppose. But you got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, and Javonte Williams is one of the better pass-catching running backs there is, and we know they like to utilize their tight end, even though it's not a high volume role. They still use the tight end around the goal line. So I just think that, and Dak Prescott is a threat to go over 30 passing touchdowns any given season, as long as he stays healthy and he's command of that offense. So Willie, what are your thoughts? First of all, what are your thoughts on Dak and Mahomes? And is there any other late, like, after round 10 quarterback that sticks out to you in the event you decide to scoop up the value in the first 8 rounds and you punt quarterback altogether?
I actually had almost a situation like this. Dak went 1 pick prior, Joe, recently in my slow LLC. I'll say this about Dak Prescott. It's kind of similar like Lamar. When he has the talent, unlike Lamar, when Dak Prescott has at least 2 premium pass catchers, we know what he can do in terms of fantasy production. I'm not talking about team success. I'm not talking about, again, because that's always a narrative with the Cowboys, what they are going to do like in the postseason or how they get to the postseason. But each and every week, again, especially with how bad that defense was, he's always going to be a valuable, again, option. There is a trend, of course, that him and Joe Burrow go back and forth on good and bad fantasy years. Maybe it's crappy luck. Maybe it's just different personnel that's in there. At the end of the day, again, even if I have my discouraging thoughts, especially when Pickens news, we didn't know what that was going to look like until he came out today. I think he is a decent option. Again, I'd still take Herbert and probably Lawrence over him, but I'm not going to go out without a draft without Dak, if that makes sense. I need a little bit of my portfolio. It might not be as gung-ho. The defense could be improved. And what's not to say that Cincinnati, like, of course, I mean, I know Joe wasn't brought up here, but maybe their defense improves and maybe the game script goes differently there than just being a fun offense that we all love to see. I think Mahomes, still the best talent on paper. That being said, I'm a little scared of the situation a little bit more than Dak because of Rice's, again, inability to just not get in trouble. I don't care about his leg. I think his leg will heal. But the focus, they're not even talking about giving him an extension. Kelsey's older. The wideout room, I don't care if, like, I'm not a Xavier Worthy lover like some people are. So I do have one. I have one.
Was that a shot at Billy? Was that a shot at Billy?
No, not
me. Okay.
No.
It had that. It seemed like that tone with the way you said it.
Oh no, that was just me making a point there.
There's other people that do like him a lot, but
yeah. I think
he may not run as much either for a while. You know,
Yeah.
he may not scramble as much either.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll say this. I'll get off the Mahomes bandwagon because it's very easy to get on. One guy that I talk to Billy all the time about this. He has similar thoughts, but there's a pathway for him to come up, and he's got a really nice contract in Kyler Murray, and sometimes he goes a lot later.
I don't know why we're falling for this shit again. But no, I'm with Willie on this, and every year.
So I like him this year too.
Every year, though, I say I'm not drafting that little shit anymore. I'm not doing it. And here we are again, and I'm with Willie on this. I agree. He's getting a better system. You got Kevin O'Connell. You got a Justin Jefferson now.
Madison.
It all makes sense, but it's like. But again, you're not taking him as your starter right now. That's the difference. That's the difference.
It's a high upside, but although this discussion started because in the event that maybe you took a round 2 tight end or you just got lucky and guys, wide receivers and running back value just fell your way all the way through the first 9 rounds, 10 rounds. We're talking about, would you, quarterbacks you would, draft like you said, maybe you don't draft him with the intentions on being a starter. Maybe you draft him and pair him with a Jared Goff who is also going in that range. And you wait for the upside to hit. If Murray's upside hits, then you pivot, and if not, you got to fall back, right?
At the end of the day, guys, all the years except last year because he played 5 games, he's been a top 12 fantasy quarterback.
Yeah.
That's
like there's no
for.
denying like his fantasy production. Again, I'm with it, taking the chance. And now if Jacobs was going to be out, I would be more in the Jordan Love bandwagon.
I was supposed to get there and mention.
I'm gonna shout out Andrew Cooper for a sick Kyler Murray stat. And I don't know if it's still true. I remember him mention this going into last year. I don't know if you factor into last year, this knocks him out of the top 5. But if you count quarterback fantasy points per game, not in our format. If you do 4-point passing touchdowns, he is top 5 in NFL history in points per game at quarterback.
I mean, I could see it in a 4-point because of how much he used to run and everything. I get it.
Yeah.
He just pisses you off so much.
Yes, he's so frustrating to watch. So
One thing
frustrating.
you're talking about quarterback. I mean, you're talking
His
about
his
Prescott.
value his
Prescott
value
doesn't
does
go, but Prescott doesn't go into. He doesn't go into after the 10th. I've never seen him. I mean,
10th round.
we haven't. You mentioned Goff a little bit. I was big on Prescott and Goff. I mean,
Steve
they're
got
ranked
Steve
top
got
6 last year in points. I don't know why people.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna have some numbers. Willie knows these numbers. Ready? I'm gonna read these. Tell me what this is. 421, 159, 462, 274, 455, 175, 448.
Dak's
So
points. That's Dak's points.
Those
for
are
the
Dak's
year, right?
points. And what do you notice? Every other year, his even years, 175, 274, 159. That's, I think, I mean, and if you're not into that trend, then fine. But it seems like every even year he just doesn't, for whatever reason, and he gets injured. It doesn't happen.
I feel like that's a Dallas Cowboys stat too.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stats on that team that are
past
just
the 10th
negative
round now.
correlation with how they need to produce. So.
But Willie's right. Willie's exactly right about having 2 capable pass catchers. That's a huge thing for that offense. I do think the defense will be better this year. Not, I don't know how much better. They will be better this year, so maybe they don't have to throw as much. But I don't know. Dak's like that guy that I'm looking at. I'm going, eh. And normally I have my quarterback by then, and I'm not going to take him as my backup, if that makes sense.
Well, I would take 2, but But how about? I mean, Goff. I've taken a lot of and been success. I mean, I don't know
Goff's
why.
great. We know what
Goff,
Goff
look
is.
at the stats. He's right. He's not sexy, but he puts up more.
Yeah.
I don't.
Home.
I don't get why people
Indoors
lose
for
weight.
Goff.
Yeah. 2 big points. Again, one, shout out to Nelson for this last year. It was on a live draft stream when he brought up a point about, again, all the guys that were in the range. But if you look at Jared Goff and all the personnel he had Gibbs, he had St. Brown, he had J-Mo, he had Laporta. All the guys that were pushed up, I know Laporta's going a little bit later, but those are big hitters.
Right, and the quarterback's going down. So how can they all be good if the quarterback's not going to be good?
Yeah, and the second thing is that
sense at all. I agree.
Yeah, and the second thing is
free.
Yeah, second thing is that a home Jared Goff sometimes is a cheat code.
Well, and it's funny you said that, Willie. I'm looking at these right now. Here were his home games last year. 47 against the Bears, phenomenal. 18 against Cleveland. 15 against Tampa. 26 against Minnesota. 23 against the Giants. 21 against the Cowboys. 36 against the Steelers. So
awesome.
Some good games, but not as good as but he normally has been the guy for sure at home.
What I noticed
put up
is
415 points in fantasy.
He did.
When Detroit plays a very poor run defense, Jahmyr Gibbs is going off. It's just, and that's going to factor in. Those will be the games where you see the 18s or the 21s.
Right.
Him and Jamar Chase, the 2 again most dangerous players in fantasy football.
And Mike, I think the biggest thing, Mike, is why people avoid Goff is the same reason they avoid Stafford and all these other things. They don't run. Like I know.
6-point touchdowns. I took that. Those were my quarterbacks last year. I mean, I agree with you about every other year with Prescott, he's gotten hurt, but I always take my shares because that's going to be a high-powered offense, and he's healthy. He's going to put up points.
Yeah, Goff is. I've always liked Goff. I mean, we've always been Goff guys, but again, it's when you have a quarterback that has 0 running, you're getting a 0. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. So
but those running quarterbacks get hurt. I mean, that's one thing about Lamar Jackson hurt. I don't think the problem with Lamar to me is he's not. I don't think he can get those running yards anymore, and I don't think they're going to want him to.
He may not. He may come down.
I don't think he's a good passer at all. But because I think a lot of depended upon his threat to run, and he can on broken plays like that, he can make those.
Well, you saw what he did to my Steelers in the last game of the year.
Steelers, come on.
I mean, I think I could have thrown some of those passes he did the way those guys were so wide open. But
Jalen Ramsey's freaking washed this day. You can take you seriously. You can get up and be better than them.
Yeah,
I don't think he doesn't have the legs like he used to, and that's the same thing with Hurts. If those guys don't put up running yards, I don't think they're going to be. I don't think both of them can really pass the ball that great.
Oh, Hurts he's a horrendous passer. Willie and I we had a local league, and we needed Hurts to bomb the game against the Chargers. It was that Monday night game out in L.A. Remember the game? He was so bad. I mean, we were sitting there going, "Holy shit, we're actually going to be fine with this," because he was so bad that night. And we're watching him throw, we're like, "Oh my god, this
how ugly was it? It was ugly." You're talking about ugly last year.
He lost. Let me tell you this, and I know fortune turned right for him in the playoffs in the Silver Bullet. But I was in the Chris Vaccara's league. Chris Vaccaro lost the Silver Bullet title. The league title. I finished third and got in, thankfully, but he lost it by like 1 or 0.2 because Jalen Hurts' performance.
Well, and the kicker with that, here's the better part about that.
And that was against what? That was against the Chargers?
Yes. So this is the bad. Think about this. This is how bad this got. Chris had the league wrapped up, or so he thought. He had Jalen Hurts. He was up 12 points, and the guy he was going against had A.J. Brown. And remember, the touchdown Hurts threw was the A.J. Brown, but remember how many interceptions? I think Hurts had 4 interceptions that game.
Wow, it was brutal.
And Chris lost by point whatever because A.J. Brown outscored Hurts by 12 points. Now, when do you ever go into a game and think the quarterback's going to get outscored by the receiver by 12? Never. That's nuts.
But it's okay. Chris won the overall national title, so.
Well, second.
Oh, he got second.
Edelman got it. So,
but he's
second's okay too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a woman. I think the Ravens are going to have problems this year.
You know, one of the best quarterbacks down the stretch, especially toward the end of the year and then playoffs, does Brock Purdy carry over any? I mean, he had most of his points was all scored in the last few weeks.
That offense this year scares the hell out of me though, because you got just think of the guys they got there. You got McCaffrey, okay, he's at 370 plus touches, whatever. Yeah. You got Mike Evans. You got this whole power plant next to their stadium or whatever the hell all these people get. Then you got George Kittle and you got Ricky Pearsall. If you want to talk about a team that needs a trainer, that's a team that they're doing something wrong out there.
I don't think Evans can play without pulling his hamstrings. His hamstrings probably pulling it first day in training camp. I mean, he can't stay healthy.
Mike, we have all seen the Mike Evans when he's going very slowly up from the sideline. And he's limping off, and we're like, oh God, we'll see you in 3 to 4 weeks.
He dives for that pass, and then he comes up and he grabs that, or when he's running that deep route and he grabs the hamstring halfway down, you're like, oh shit, here we go.
3 weeks coming out, 3 weeks.
There's a lot of people out there that think he's going to like blow up this year. He's going to have like 15 touchdowns. I'm like, you got to be on the field to score. And
they try to make him say like the Devontae Adams of last year.
Some of these guys, some of these players, I see good players. I won't draft. I haven't drafted him. I probably won't. Is Pearsall? How are you guys on Pearsall? You guys draft him?
Here's why I don't think he goes off on the touchdowns. As long as CMC is healthy, CMC is the goal line weapon.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean,
but are you guys taking What are you guys' thoughts on Pearsall?
I like him I got him in the 8th round a few times. I like him in the 8th, but I'm not taking him in the 7th, early 7th. There's other guys I'd like better.
Joe let me have him in auction for $6, which I was very appreciative of.
What? Oh, what did I make it go up $1 or not? I don't remember.
No. Joe, I'll be honest with you, man. You had like $12. I had $6. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to outbid him. And you put him at 5. I put it at 6. And you didn't go anymore. And I think you got Jalen McMillan for like $9. And I was like, okay, you know what? I like Jalen McMillan. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, okay, Joe, you live your life. Spared me this time.
I'm not that big on PSL. I never was really.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were because you had the most dollars, and I was like, oh god, I'm good because my wideouts aren't bad. It's St. Brown, Tate.
It was the build. It was the build that I did, and the fact that I got disconnected when I had Ibuka nominated, and fucking Billy got him for 19. Billy, by the way, you would never get in Ibuka if I didn't get disconnected.
Oh, you got to get out of that dial up, Joe.
I'm not on. I don't know what happened, dude. And then the next night, during a show, I got disconnected. I remember for about the same amount of time. And then I haven't had a problem since. It was like 2 days in a row. I was gonna text you and say, "What are you hacking me, Billy?"
I didn't realize you were in on that. Like when I got him for 19, I was like, "Oh shit!"
I wasn't in on him. I had him queued to nominate him, and I was gonna. I had at that point I had the max bid and the dollar amount. I was in command of that. And it was getting close. I think it was McLaurin, Ibuka, and there was one other guy. And both McLaurin and Ibuka were nominated while I was disconnected. And it was my turn. I was 2 spots away from being my turn to nominate. So that's why he got nominated. I was like, and then when I came back, it was gone. And I see Billy 19, and I was telling Joey about it afterwards. I was like, Joey, I was willing to go as high as 27, I think, to get Ibuka there. So Billy was not just because of how much money I had compared.
My receivers in that league are sick.
I like them.
Yeah. You did a good job on the
line. I got London, Olave, McConkey, and Ibuka.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I have Ashton Genty.
And you're running back.
Hold on. Let's not shit on myself yet. I have Harold Fannin at tight end. I have Lawrence at quarterback.
Wow.
But my RB2 is at the current time is Tyler Algier. I literally ran out of money, and I'm like, I just put a bunch of guys on my roster and hoping one of them sticks. Like I have an RB2 problem. But I'll tell you what, that flex is pretty nice.
It is nice.
That's very nice.
The RB2 is the problem you want to have if there is a problem on
That's
your
true.
roster.
But I mean I was just in that draft that I'm going on screwed at running it too. I couldn't do anything right. It was terrible.
So we got James bringing up schedules stuff. I know he's very he studies up the playoff schedules and stuff. He wants to know who has the hardest schedule, Dak, Herbert, and Purdy. I think he's asking with the intentions on telling us who. So why don't you go ahead and answer that, James, if you want? Why don't you tell us?
I think I know the answer to that.
All right, Billy, you can answer it. I like Herbert's playoffs guy. I like the Chargers.
I do too. I think it's Purdy. Purdy's got a rough one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, don't they go to Philly?
They have I have to look it up.
James mentions Evans's schedule. It's rough. Yeah, so they're on the same team, right? 49ers.
Yeah. They have weeks 15 through 17. The 49ers have at the Chargers, at Kansas City, and Philadelphia. So it's not great.
At Kansas City sucks.
It would be in week 16. It could be the weather could be shitty too.
If they weren't on the road there, I wouldn't hate it as much. But if you're going to Kansas City that late in the year, it's not good.
I mean, Dallas has at the Rams the first week in the playoffs.
And then they got Jacksonville and the Giants.
Right. The Giants, that's nice. At home.
Giants is great, week 17. Jacksonville might not be bad either. That could be a shootout. Yeah, Dax isn't bad.
No.
That's not bad at all. Jacksonville at home.
And one in the playoffs, week 16 at Miami.
Joey, good things happen in Miami week 16.
But aren't you?
He's going to try to break his 70-point record, right? That week.
Let me ask this question: Aren't you worried about that a little bit though? Because what if they just get up early quick? Do you think they're going to still throw? That'd be the only
good point. I mean,
that'd be my only
possible.
So the thing is, what you want obviously what you want in these games is you want a shootout. You want both teams being able to score. So it's like a pinball machine going back and forth. And is Miami going to be able to put up points? That would be my only concern. But if he
They
gets
don't
off,
have nobody.
they really don't. If Achane goes down, that could be one of the worst offenses we've ever seen in the last 20 years.
This is why I think we could
totally
see it. We could see an 80 spot. I want to see 80. Mike McDaniels was the guy to make it happen.
Well, that's true. He might go out for vengeance against the old team and light it up. That's a good point.
You might get first half fantasy points to do, but I was telling somebody, we all play matchups and against matchups and stuff. And Malik Willis got his contract based on a matchup. Everybody I could probably throw on Baltimore last year. I think he's the worst quarterback, worst signing. I wouldn't even take him. I don't even want him in super. I know he runs a little bit, but I'm not interested in Malik Willis at all.
Yeah.
That was just easy matchup last year against Baltimore. That's where he got paid at. That game got him paid. It was just a matchup dream.
So a late round quarterback that we haven't talked about, I want to get your guys' thoughts on. I know he was inconsistent as hell last year, but his ceiling is there. He had 2 spike week games over 40 points. That's Bo Nix for Denver. He's currently going between the 10th and 12th round. I mean, it varies in that range. It's quarterback position. It depends on how the flow of the draft is going, how late people were willing to wait on quarterback, whether or not it would be the 10th or the 12th round. But a key stat for Bo Nix for me that sticks out, especially for fantasy football purposes, is he had at least 20. I don't know the exact number because this is a grouping, as a post by Michael Hoff. So he posted 6 quarterbacks have rushed for 20 plus first downs in each of the last 2 seasons, and Bo Nix is on this list with 25 in his rookie year, and last year he had 45 rushing first downs. And then you factor in the fact that he actually led the league last year in passing attempts. So based on, and that's with a pretty solid defense. So just based on those underlying numbers, are we overlooking Bo Nix at all? Do you think we should be taking some chances on him in round 12 here, or round 11, round 12 range?
So, Joe, here's my first question. What Bo Nix are we getting? Because Bo Nix in some first halves last year was really just a migraine waiting to happen. Seriously, it was super frustrating. I know Sean Payton likes to be cute sometimes, but what Bo Nix are we getting? I know Waddle's going to probably up his game again in terms of what type of pass he does, like across the middle, because he's very good and accurate short term, and he does run. But is that running going to be cut down with his ankle injury? That's my other question. I mean, he went nuclear a couple of fourth quarters and second halves, which was great, but it was really frustrating. I mean, I was watching with Billy that Giants game in particular. Like, he was awful. And I was like,
the Jets game too, right? There was a Broncos Jets game.
Yes.
Well, no, the Jets. He only had 17 against the Jets. It was Dallas. He had 31
scores against them. Yeah, well,
but the most frustrating Bo Nix game I think I've ever watched, and I was really
Thursday night game.
Was say that again, Joey?
Wasn't it a Thursday night game?
Yes, against the Raiders.
Yeah,
I think it was like a 10-7 game. And I'm like, are you shitting me? He just came off 2 big games. The problem I have with Nix is, and I look at this sometimes, I look at these teams they played last year that he went off on. He had 46 against the Giants. He had 34 against Dallas. He had 40 against the Packers. He's not playing any of them this year. And I'm not saying he can't do that against other teams, but all the rest of his games are in the 20s. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he does run a little and all that stuff too. He's not a horrible backup. I'm not saying that. I mean, I just don't see, and I would not feel comfortable playing him as a starter. Willie and I had him on a team that did really well in the prime time. We were playing him here and there. Thank God we picked up Stafford though, because Stafford saved our season.
Let me ask you this: did you guys get the 47-point game? Did you start him for that?
We did.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the crazy thing about that is I've been playing since 04. That was the first 14-0 team I ever was, and Willie was a partner on it that I ever had personally. Yeah, it's hard to, if you think about it, it's hard to win all your games in fantasy.
I've never done it.
I haven't either. I wasn't
never
even
done it.
I had a 13-1 team one year, but I never had 14-0.
Even in home leagues, we
won the points in the record. We got all the money right out of the gate. You know, it didn't do anything in the playoff, the shootout, but it's okay. You know, $7,000 or whatever it is, 7,200 or.
Yeah, and that was a team, Joe, we drafted in New York. Not the second.
That was with the big boys. It was the one before you. We drafted the one with you, Joe, where you were right in front of us or behind us, and that was probably one of the worst teams we drafted. But the one before, the draft right before that, we did really well with. So
yeah, we were. They put me, you guys, and Mike Sander all on one end of the board.
Yeah. Oh, so it was fine. It was just us two, and Mike's just there.
They were like, let's knock these three guys out of the running and let one of these other people win. Yeah. Like, no.
Well, we were never in the running, so
no, that team was.
I had a chance. I had a chance going into the last couple of weeks, but my team didn't hold up.
You know, the omen was that we took TJ Hockenson over Tyler Warren, and that just all she wrote on that team. And
well, we took Tyler in the draft before, so then we tried to get cute and diversify. And
you guys let me have Ty Warren in the 10th round.
Right.
In that draft.
Yep.
That was nuts.
We did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yep, you're welcome.
Yes.
And I was mad that Mike Sander sniped McBride from me at the 3-1 or whatever it was. The 3, yeah.
That didn't matter, man. That wasn't gonna help that team. That poor team was done.
Yeah. Oh man. Can't wait for the New York drafts this year. We got Steve D'Angelo coming out. I'm still working on Joey. Joey, you gotta come up, man. Let's go.
I like to. I need to.
Oh man.
Great time. A lot of fun.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Let's see. Who else? How long have we been going? We just crossed the 2-hour mark.
Hey, I want to ask these two. I've talked to you and Mike about it. I know I'm not trying to make a big deal of this. I'm just curious what you all would do on this, Billy and Willie. I know we're talking kickers here, but I've tried to make a point to these people, like on the Aubrey thing. I know he kicks touchdowns or whatever.
I heard you say this, and it makes a lot of sense. Go ahead.
I just wondered about. I don't know if people really realize. Are you going to carry two kickers when their bye week's 14, and are you going to carry two in the shootout? I mean, I'm just asking. I mean, I'm not saying he's bad or nothing. It's a valid point, I think. I mean, look at it.
So, Joey, no, that's a very good point for week 14. I'm going to answer your second question first, though. I always love carrying two kickers in the shootout because you never know when that poor weather game's coming and when you need a decent option.
Good point.
It really does. Yeah. Now, Dallas doesn't look like they're going to have any because they're at the Rams, Jacksonville, and the Giants at home.
Sure.
So, but I agree with Willie 100%. You just don't know. Sometimes you get these kickers, and if they're playing in anywhere on the East Coast in the winter time, even Cincinnati.
I don't knock it. I'm just like I guess if you carry two, you're going to drop like a shot in the dark player.
Yeah. Well,
and maybe it's a guy, Joey, that you haven't used all year. You're not going to see in the playoffs, like unless it's dire notice. And if you got to play the guy, you're probably sunk unless he has a world-renowned game.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the way you get. Sorry, Willie, go ahead.
Go. You're
good. What I would do, my strategy on that is very simple. I'm going to win all my games prior to that, and I'm going to win the record and have the points wrapped up, and then I'm just going to take zero.
That's what Steve said. Steve said the same.
Truthfully,
thing.
I mean, it does make sense. Like if Aubrey was playing in New York at the Giants in December, one of those last three games, 100% I'm picking an extra kicker up just in case. But his schedule this year, ideally, if you can just get there and you can wrap up some money, you can get to the playoffs. And if you don't need to win for week 14, or you don't need the points aren't tight, you just take the zero, because this year it doesn't look like he's going to have a problem. But then again, we were talking about this today. What if he pulls his hamstring? Are you comfortable with Jay Feely coming off the street? Jay Feely coming off kicking now? That's not an advantage.
like I said, I'm not knocking anybody taking him because I used to take Justin Tucker all the time early about where he goes back in the day. But I just say about where the waivers lock, I'm sitting there thinking, does anybody want to carry two? Which I don't mind to carry two. I mean, if this gives you an edge, you're going to do it. But
it certainly can give you an edge, Joey. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can pick up for a guy for $1 and get you 23 points in the playoffs. So
yeah,
Willie, when he won it the year he won it in week 16, right?
Yeah,
week 16, he had Jason Saunders and Kim. What's his name? Young Ho Koo. They both went for over 20 points that week.
I mean, they're big. I mean, they're huge.
He had both of them, and that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
You get 20 points out of your kicker in the playoffs, you're doing well.
Yes, absolutely. It's almost probably a key piece at that point.
See, I guess my two favorites is Aubrey, and I like the kicker for Houston a lot too.
Yeah.
I think Stroud can stall out a drive more than what maybe
the most light coach in the league for fantasies, D'Amico Ryans, 4th and inches on the 10-yard line. All right, we're kicking.
Yeah.
He doesn't go for it very much.
He likes those points.
He does. And that's great.
Yeah.
He's got that defense behind him.
Right. You know? He knows, hey, if I get 3 here, I hold them to nothing, get 3 more, hold them to nothing, 3 more. It's like he doesn't care.
Then you only need 1 touchdown instead of 2.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Seattle's their kicker's pretty good too. I mean,
Myers is good.
Kickers.
You got Dicker, Cam Little down in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Aubrey's he's pretty much a 12th rounder now, like locked in.
Mike takes him about right there about every time, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, Santa was complaining I sniped him twice, but I gave him Sampson because I took Aubrey. I knew I was going to take. I was thinking. I said, let Santa have Sampson.
Oh, he's
going to score you.
I know he is. I said I take him a lot. Yeah.
He sent me a chat one night with Jerry Judy's numbers, and then he's like, imagine if Judy gets traded to like the Vegas Raiders, like he was naming all these teams. He's like, make sure you're targeting Judy later in the later rounds. He's free.
I did take him in round 18 last night.
Mike, they
only share.
He's the best. I call him the bargain bin master. He's the best at taking a look at like crappy offenses and picking out what guy he is gonna, have a pathway to success in that offense. That's one of his strengths.
Yeah, that was a fun draft we were in. He came out. He said, you're sniping me all over the place. I told him he sniped me a little bit. I wanted Laporta it was Laporta and Pitts. And he took Laporta, and I wanted him to go with Mont St. Brown. I said, well, he says, I feel a little better now. I said, he's a very good player, excellent player. He had a great draft as well.
I know you all do a lot of drafts too, Billy. I was going to ask you, I've never noticed as many double clicks on quarterbacks and tight ends. I've never seen that really.
You're exactly right about that, Joey. The quarterbacks, definitely people are taking their second one very early this year.
Yeah.
They're doing, a lot of people are doing the 9, 10, 10, 11 thing back to back. And then the tight ends is the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just such a drop off at tight end. Once you get past like tight end 18, it's a hard cut, and people don't want to have, Hunter Henry or I don't know. I'm trying to think on the top of my head. Some of the guys that go back, TJ Hawkinson and those guys, they don't want to have them. They want to have somebody better. And I think you also have I think this is part of it for the tight ends. You got a lot of tight ends in that middle area. Okay, so just think about this. Right? You got Kraft coming off the ACL.
Right.
You got Laporta coming off. He's got a back issue. You got Andrews, who's just old. You got Kelsey, who's old. You got Kittle, who's banged up. So when you take these guys, you want to get something behind them quick because, they're not – we know they could, if they get injured – I mean, happen to anybody, but you get the point. The quarterbacks, I don't understand exactly why, but they are definitely flying off the board.
I just like when I've seen boards, I'm sitting there thinking, well, man, I said they're double clicking like 9, 10, 11, 12, like 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
A lot of teams. I mean, I'm not knocking. I've never seen it like that. Really.
No, it's definitely a different year for that. That's for sure.
And a lot of people are taking, like you said, Billy, they're taking a high risk, high reward play, and then they're backing it up with like a floor.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'll shout out Andrew Cooper again, the yin yang tight end strategy. You take a tight end that you could start the first few weeks that get you a decent floor, and then you pick another tight end who's going to possibly hit and give you upside, somebody that has a pathway to relevance. I almost, the one that comes to mind is somebody who slipped in. I don't normally take 3 tight ends, but this guy, he fell to me really late, and it's Kenyon Sadiq. I think he's a bit of a wild card. I think he's a great tight end to target if you draft somebody with a good floor, like Kyle Pitts, or if you really wait and you take like a Dalton Schultz or something, you could back it up with a Sadiq. He has like a pretty good pathway to be in the number 2 target on the team. There's Garrett Wilson there. And then it's pretty ambiguous after that. And he is one of the most athletic tight ends to ever enter the NFL. So, I do like his chances at a mid to late season breakout. So he's somebody I'm interested in late, mid to late rounds. But I think that's part of it, Joe, is because if you miss out on the elite group, people see the the Kraft and the Laporta and those mid-range tight ends aren't as valuable as some of the wide receivers and running backs that are still available there. So they will wait and double tap later on. Especially, I've seen some guys like the Man guy, Robert Mann, go tight end, quarterback, like literally back to back. Like, and it's and that's where like the tight end and quarterback value presents itself in the landscape right now, is after round 8, the round 8 to round 12 range. So it's just, I feel like it's the obvious pick. And,
and I agree, Joe. There's a lot of teams this year that they're literally coming out the chute with 9 running backs and receivers. Maybe it's a 4-5, 3-6, whatever. The point is, that's exactly what they're doing, and then they're trying to hit that. I personally don't like that strategy because I
don't either. Yeah.
Because the quarterback, I think you have to get. You don't have to, but it helps to get either an elite, not elite, like doesn't have to be like top 3, but like maybe top 5, 6 at the position. Get either a quarterback or a tight end. You got to get one or the other.
Right. You have to finesse those positions a little bit more.
Right. Because when you get a quarterback that pops, look, Stafford was phenomenal last year. He was obviously, and you can get him off the waiver wire in week 2. Remember, he was on waiver wire for a bunch right out of the bat. Are we going to get that again this year? I mean, I wouldn't count on it. I mean,
there's no
later.
There's no later target guys in terms of that position that are going to be game breakers like him, like May.
Right.
Seriously, those are your 2 MVP candidates. Like, I don't see it happening.
I think I think that factors into the double tap the quick double tap, the second quarterback as well, because I don't think anybody wants other people in the draft to get that much because there was such a late round hit last year with Caleb Williams and Matthew Stafford and Drake May, that the entire group is pushed up now. And then I think you could make an argument but from anywhere between Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff all the way down to Bo Nix. When you look at the end of the year total points, it's really not that big of a gap. So people are just grabbing two that fit their build, and they're not allowing any round 15, round 16 value. I mean, I think who is it? I think it's like Baker Mayfield and Daniel Jones are the only two that really stick out to me that are going way late. That have any type of chance of popping off like top 10, but I don't see them. It's everything has to go right for them to get into the top 10. But I just think it's an adjustment made by the market based on how many really late quarterbacks hit the last couple seasons.
Yeah, agreed.
I guess when I look at it, like if I'm on draft, like when you talk quarterback and tight end, like, okay, like Billy or Willie once said that Herbert went in the ninth. Okay, if you can give me Herbert in the ninth and give me a Bowers in the second, even, that's a good match. Like, likely breaks out and you take him later with like a Josh Allen. You kind of mesh them together, like, because I don't normally take them back. I like to spread them out. Like, if you can take a Bowers early, you can get a Herbert later. That's pretty good combo. I don't know what you all think about that, but
Jay Withers, shout out Jay. How'd you do, Jay, in that draft? I'll probably give it a listen either later on tonight or tomorrow morning. Nice. Yep. There is 5 of us right here. We got half a draft. Let's hop in. Is there a midnight owl? Let's go.
They don't do Tuesday owls, I don't think.
Lame.
We can get one started right now.
A couple years ago, those things were going like not every night, but they're probably 4 nights a week. And Willie and I are teachers, so we don't have jobs right now. So, I mean, I do have to get up in the morning. I'm doing some like a project graduation for algebra and stuff.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. They're just taking the biggest test. They're probably taking their lives tomorrow, but that's on them.
They'll be fine.
Anyway, we're off in the summertime, so shoot, you're sitting there. It's 10 o'clock. It's late. You're like, oh shit, but night owl's getting close. You jumped in. I mean, those were fun drafts too because those just got wild. Like
they're the best, aren't they? The night owls.
People just do different stuff. It's like there's like a little.
It gets crazy,
like voodoo or something. It's like, holy shit, this happened, and that's fun because let's be, what you call it. That's correct, Jay. You're 100% right about that. But those drafts were so much fun, and the reason they're fun is because we all hate, like tonight. Look at tonight's draft. We are all like, oh my gosh, this guy went here, this guy. Because let's be fair, this gets into a monotonous thing if you do it too much. It's just the same. It's almost like it's programmed. This guy's next, then it's this guy, then it's this guy. And that's why auctions are a lot of fun because you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
We got Joey said he's gonna do an auction. Joe, you're gonna like it.
Joey, you'll fall in love, buddy.
I've never done one.
Well, Joey, tell me when you're doing one. I want to get in that one.
Me too.
I'll be out of money in probably 10 years.
I usually do one. They're long though. They take a long time.
They're great, Mike.
You get a 5-minute break halfway through.
Yeah, 5-minute break.
Mike, honestly, they knock them out now in about 2 hours, just barely over 2 hours.
So we did ours a little. It was like 2 hours and 15
They used to be the old ones used to be closer to 3. Now those are a little long, but they go pretty quick, and they're just the best way because you can just build teams you could never put together in a draft ever.
And you got a shot at anybody you want too.
I love this comment. I love this comment. He who shall not be named used to randomly DM me to check my account. And I'd look, and then I'd look, and I'd have all these promos. I'm like, nice, thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, we got some nice deals back in the day, that's for sure.
Yep, very grateful.
Getting the call, hey, I'll give you $75 off this OLC. Oh shit! All right, I'll jump in.
Oh, why not?
Nice.
Those are the days.
let's see. Is there Mike? Mike, you got anything you wanna ask the Willie Billy combo here that we haven't touched on yet?
Touched on? I don't think so. Not really. I mean, I think he
How's Charlie doing?
sleeping on the couch.
Forgot to ask about that. Right, well, that's we have to mention that every show going forward.
Oh yeah. He's the number one dog in Philadelphia. Jeez, he gets more touch than I can't walk the streets without getting stuffed 3-4 times. Cutest dog in the world. It's crazy.
How about
I
Chico?
told these guys I dumped the best thing I don't want to say to the women out there. Best thing I did, dumped the girlfriend and got the dog.
The man's best friend, baby.
Oh, this dog's adorable. He's a Cavapoo. He's unbelievable. Great personality.
Two late round tight ends I wanted to get you guys' opinions on. Chico Conco and Isaiah Likely. Both entered into an opportunity where they are going to be the focal point tight end of their team, I guess, as far as pass catching goes. What are your thoughts, Willie?
No, I was before Likely when I was kind of gun ho about Theo Johnson a little bit. And I thought he might be a building block. That being said, he's no talent like Isaiah Likely. And let's point out the obvious, like Neighbors isn't healthy yet. I mean, when your running gate isn't looking proper, it doesn't look great, then obviously there's going to be some, again, opportunity to go Likely's way because it's just basically a retirement home with OBJ and Juju and all the misfits in there. It's an island of misfit wideouts.
I like Malachi Fields there a lot.
Well,
I think he's got a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nobody proven though, Joey. So again, potential. It's just maybe Likely takes a step ahead. And Okonkwo, I mean, they came out and said they want to be play action type of pass. And a lot of times when Jaden potentially could roll out to whatever running back he's going to go to, maybe Chig's that little safety blanket. So maybe he's going to get a lot of looks and opportunities. They don't have Ayuk yet. They don't have Diggs. So it's just pretty much Terry and everyone else who's not proven.
I personally think the Giants are going to run a lot of 12 personnel this year. A lot of 12 personnel because they just don't have other receivers, especially if Neighbors is out. I mean, for God's sakes, they're bringing Juju and OBJ in and all this. And it's like I think Theo Johnson's a good player. I really do. I think he's solid. And I think that's what they'll do in that offense. So I'm not as huge on Likely as some. He's not. I mean, it's not that I think he's a bad player, and I think he has an opportunity, like Joe said. And I think the goal for any tight end is, can you be top 2 in targets on your team? And he could be that way, and so could Okonkwo. I mean, you got Terry McLaurin. Obviously, he's going to be the one, but I mean, they don't really have another. Antonio Williams, we don't know about him yet. Now, if Diggs goes there, all bets are off for Okonkwo. I think that would kill him. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, Okonkwo could be second in line. And I've always thought he's pretty talented personally. And he's going back. He grew up. I guess he grew up right around that area too. He went to Maryland, all that stuff. So he might be okay this year.
James says he's not touching him because of his schedule.
Wow.
And Jay says likely we'll see some slot time. Theo will be in line. Yeah, I agree with the slot.
I agree with that too.
Wandale Robinson's gone. That's 160 plus targets vacated.
Malik darn. Oh, shucks. The 100 catch, 750-yard season is not going to happen. Damn.
It's still a big piece of the pie missing, Willie.
Yeah, it is.
How do you all? I can't click on him, Wandale. I just can't do it.
Well,
I just think
Carnell Tate. That's all I need to say.
Carnell Tate is very, very going to be a very good player, but I think Wandale is the safety net. He's gonna.
Last year though, he did the year before too. So it was weird because the year before, 2 years ago, he's had 140 targets on the nose last 2 years. Same both. The 2 years ago was a little more impressive to me, even though his yards per catch, like Willie said, was like 7.2 or something. Whatever. It was something ridiculously low. But last year, all those targets, in my opinion, came because of necessity. I mean, they didn't have anybody else to throw to.
Right.
But he also got a lot. He had some more downfield stuff last year. So who knows? Maybe he'll be okay. I just can't click the button on him. I just keep thinking of the 2 years ago Wandell, and he was so bored. He reminds me of a guy. I don't know if you guys remember him years ago, Devon Bess. He played for the Dolphins.
Oh,
If you wanted 10 or 11 points, he was your guy. 10 or 11, because every game, 5 for 50, 5 for 60. But he would never get a touchdown, and he never got more, and he never got less. Like, he was like, that's what I think Wandell is. Wandell's not a guy that's going to score 40, ever.
No. He's not a ceiling play. He's a floor play. He's a bye week filler. He's a good flex.
And last year when he went in round 16 or whatever, that's great. This year when you got to get him in round 7,
round 9.
Oh, he went in 7 last night in the draft. No, I was just thinking about what I just saw. Yeah, you're probably right.
I got him in 9.
Oh, that's okay, I guess then. That's all right.
So I like him in those wide running back heavy early builds. So if you take 2 or 3 running backs in the first 5 or 6 rounds, I like Wandale as a wide receiver. And I mentioned it on during the draft the other night. I like double tapping him and Jalen Coker. I think it's the perfect combination. You got yourself a safe floor play, somebody that's probably going to get you 10 to 15 points almost every single week. And then Jalen Coker is your upside ceiling play. He's your high, if he pays off, I think he's going to pay off in a big way. He finished the season very well last year. I think he had touchdown in back-to-back games and was involved, and he looked pretty sharp. So he's somebody I like in the mid rounds, high upside play for a shot at a high upside flex. So in those particular builds, I think that Wandale, Koga. I mean, there's other wide receivers in that range that you could do that with as well. I for some reason this one seems easy to get in drafts. So I think even in best ball, I could think of like 4 or 5 drafts where I double tap both of those guys. And it's because I started with like Chase Brown and Genty and then I added a third running back, before I added a third wide receiver. So I tend to target the guys that I like in that range for wide receiver, but I make it a balanced approach. I don't just go all upside and all floor. I like to do one each. It almost create like a pillow. I call it like a pillow in your wide receiver room. It's something to lean on in that type of build. Give me Gunnar Helm over Chig.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
That's James and his prop betting getting in the way, because Gunnar Helm probably has some pretty juicy game props.
For a rookie, not rookie quarterback, but for a young quarterback, a tight end could be their best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Gunnar Helms, I don't mind him. I think he's okay. I mean, I don't think he's going to get a ton of targets with Wandale and thing there.
Yeah.
And says Wandale went 8-4 tonight. Yeah, I got him in round 9.
Yeah, I saw him in the 7th last night. You got him in the 9th. I just looked at another draft. He went in the 9th. So he's in that, wherever somebody really likes him or whatever.
Right. Yeah, he's a floor play though. Like you said, Billy, he's not getting you a 30. If he does, it's going to be one time.
Well, Carnell Tate would have to be hurt for him to do that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you never know.
Nice. Joey, you got anything else you want to ask the fellas here?
I'm good. Everything's listen to them. I mean, you learn a lot from these two, so it's all that matters. I teach these people in the chat can learn a lot too from these two.
Yes, we always enjoy talking football. Can
Oh,
always do that.
Yep. Anytime. Appreciate the opportunity to talk again, Joe.
Yeah,
absolutely. Appreciate you guys coming on. We're at the two and a half hour mark. I don't know. I'm ready to call it a night if you guys are. I don't know. I mean, I can keep going too, but I'm running out of ideas. I asked Joey, he's got nothing. I asked Mike, he got nothing. Anything you guys want to ask me, or Joey or Mike? No,
can't think of anything off the top of my head, but
no, yeah. Sorry, brother.
Yeah.
Why don't you? Before we get out of here, why don't you guys give a little bit of effort to convince Joe to come to New York one last time? Twist his finger some more.
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now, like, Mike, you're in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, he's real close.
Yeah, Mike too.
Oh shit, you could take a train up there and be there in 2 hours?
Now I'm thinking about taking a drive.
I know. I
got to figure out with the dog, but because it's Labor Day weekend, right?
Well, bring it with you. You know,
we could tie him off right outside. He can, we'll get him food.
I'm coming and stop getting a driver because I'll have golf the next day. I'll have to get back.
We'll bring him out some food every 45 minutes. It'll be all right.
Let me just say this: Vaccaro's got it down, and again, it's a sensational experience. It's very worthwhile.
I think the biggest issue this year is going to be, because I've heard already that there's a lot more people coming, and and you guys were, Joe, you've been there, obviously. Me and Willie have been there. It's a great bar, phenomenal bar, great setup. The food was fantastic, but it was getting a little packed in there at times last year, and then it's going to could be a little tighter, but that'd be the only negative on it. But yeah, it's a phenomenal time. You get to see all these guys. I mean, Joey, I'm sure. I mean, I've never met you in person, obviously. I mean, Willie hasn't. But whatever. I mean, all of us, just to meet new people you haven't really ever met.
Oh yeah,
and
great.
And then seeing all the people you see that basically just that once a year. It's a great experience. It's fantastic.
That would be the place I like to go to. I guess my first ever live. I believe I do go to New York than Vegas, at least first time.
Oh yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
And Chris's place, just to say this too. 2 years ago, the draft was in. Where were the
draft? It was a hotel. It was a hotel. It was like
I can't even think of what it is now. But the point is, we would stay at Margaritaville. Was it the Westin or something 2 years ago?
The Westin, yeah.
We were at Margaritaville downtown, and you walk out and it's in Times Square, and there's garbage all over the street, right in front of the hotel, like somebody took a garbage bag and just dumped it. When you wake up in the morning, but where Chris is at, and if you stay down by him, beautiful place. I mean, it's great. We walk 10 minutes. You don't feel unsafe at all. Nothing like that. It's because he's just south of Times Square and all that. So Tribeca, yeah. Great bar, great food, great people. It's a great day. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that's where I'd like to go to one of them. Like I said, I think the world of every one of you guys. Like I said, I play mainly NFFC anyway. And once you start learning these people, know these people, I mean, there's some great players and great guys. And
yeah.
Even though you feel like you know them, I mean, it's
no doubt.
You get to put faces to names too. Is nice. Is a nice thing to do. Yeah.
It's NFLC's like NASCAR. Chad Schroeder brings his trailer full of teams, and Delson brings his teams, and you just competing against all of you guys, all of your all's teams, and
yeah, it's fun.
That's good.
And you had Nelson and Willie doing regular drafts, not even part of the event, off in the corner sitting.
Let me tell you,
whatever. Again, Juju, the New York weekend had that team got in and it finished in the top 150. So it was a good. I thank God it was a good team, and that team had Justin Jefferson on it too. So
I remember sitting next to you, chick coming over every couple of rounds evaluating it. I remember saying to myself, "Damn, this is a nice looking team. You got some nice value in that draft."
Yeah, that was cool.
And
Nice.
I think maybe Tommy LaBrady's coming up there this year, isn't he?
Yeah,
you mentioned that. I saw his name on the stuff.
Yeah.
Which I met Tommy. Oh gosh, we were at Dave and Buster's 3 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
And nice guy, real great
And
guy.
Jeff, his buddy's probably with him too, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I didn't get to talk to Tommy as much as I wanted to. But yeah, he's a great guy. You said Steve's coming, Joe, and never met Steve. Like just people we've never seen before or haven't, or it's actually, again, I saw Tommy, but you get the point. People you haven't seen in a while or just haven't seen ever. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Is it hard to get a room up there, or is it just?
No, I mean, well, it's not going to be, it's not like you're getting a hotel in Kentucky. I'll say that.
Right. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, probably have to get one pretty quick. Oh, I mean,
I think the room, I want to say where we're staying, I think it's like for 2 nights, it's like, I think it's $900. It's not cheap. It's not cheap, but it's, it is what it is. But the hotel we stay at, I can't even remember what it is. I'd have to look it up, but it's a great hotel. It really is a nice hotel. Like I said, it's a 10-minute walk max, maybe 8 minutes to Chris's bar.
That's not bad at all.
How do you guys get there? You take it.
We fly just because it's so much easier because you just, you get the cab from the airport and back. You don't have to worry about your car.
Right.
We fly.
You're how far would the drive be?
If you get there with no traffic, you could be up there in 6 hours.
Still 6 hours. That's a lot.
5.5 or 6, and that's if you don't hit traffic.
Right.
So it's kind of far. Plus, then each night, your car was $100 to valet, and so
that's what I would do.
Flying, I think, is easier. I've done the train before, which isn't horrible if you have the extra time because you can just sit and relax. But
I do the train, Mike. It's a 4-hour train ride, and then
that's
like Billy said, you jump in the cab, and it's not even 10 minutes from Penn Station.
Penn Station. I've taken the train up to New York.
Fun times. All right, gentlemen, we're going to end it on that. Next week I have Jerry Sinclair coming back on, former host of Dynasty Warzone with the late great Memphis Young. God rest his soul. Gonna miss him. I missed their show in general. It was such one of my favorite listens, and why I had Jerry on a few weeks back that was an awesome episode. We did a basically Dynasty. He's a Dynasty player, an FFPC Dynasty player. So so next week we have him on. Probably be 9 p.m. start as well. So if you can tune into that next week. Willie and Billy, appreciate you guys taking the time to come on, talk some football. This was also a very informative show, and it was good to share opinions and go back and forth with you guys. Mike, appreciate you coming on. Joey as well. I think that's it. We're going to get out of here.
All right.
Take care, guys. Good to see
y'all. Good to see
everybody. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you guys have comments and questions, I do check them afterwards, and we'll answer. You could drop them in there. But that's it for this evening. Thank you, fellas. Everybody have a good night.
Thank you, man.
All right. Take care, man.